They win a lot, and they brag about it. But you can only imagine what it's been like watching Tatum go down, maybe see their championship window slam shut. This was a budding dynasty. And after leading by 14 in the third quarter of Game 4, then that went away. Tatum went down. This has been a rough 24 hours for Celtics fans. And tonight, they get to feel at least a little relief as they've stormed back to make it a 6-game series. What do you think?
Well, I could have argued
that too kind?
It's not too kind, but I would argue that if the series ended tonight, they could also feel some relief in that the rest of their players begin to improve in the offseason.
So yes, it is too kind.
I don't think it's too kind, but I will take a page out of Joe Mazzulla's book pregame, and he said you got to be able to hold space for both things, right? I think it's
as a wild right wing three drops in for J.B. Davidson, making his first appearance of the playoffs.
It is just that kind of night.
125-98, Boston lead with 61 seconds to go in the fourth. So it's been a rough second half, and in the end it'll be a rough night. But important to remember, the Knicks are going to be up 3-2 in this series. And if you go super big picture, they absolutely would sign for this scenario, a chance to clinch at home on Friday. And even if they don't get it done, they could come back here for Game 7, a place where they've already won 2 incredibly high-pressure playoff games in the past week.
This is my caution, though. The comebacks, and Karl Anthony Towns himself said it, to believe that is sustainable is unwise. And so the Knicks still, I would argue that the closest you got to a complete 48-point performance was Game 4. But they still are hunting a complete performance from tip to final horn.
Keita an easy lane. It's a 28-point lead for Boston. Precious Achiuwa into the game. Left wing hands to Dadier. 35 seconds left here in Game 5. The Knicks have allowed a playoff record in their franchise history anyway, 22 threes in a single game. End of the shot clock, turnaround three from McBride is perfect from the left wing. That's a ridiculous shot for Deuce McBride. So he will finish with 11 points, and the Celtics can run out the clock as they're lauded by their home crowd at TD Garden. It may be the last time they ever get to cheer on this particular edition of the Boston Celtics. Tatum not coming back until at the very earliest a year from now, they say. The Knicks can close it out in Game 6 on Friday. But the opportunity to get a quick 5-game series win has slipped through their fingers. Final score in Game 5, Celtics 127, Knicks 102. The champs aren't done yet. There will be a Game 6 at MSG on Friday.
One thing about the Knicks, throughout the to be seen if it will hold in a pivotal Game 6 back at the Garden. They usually take advantage of the opportunity to self-correct. And there are a number of things about this particular contest that I'm sure they want to
found maybe something, some magic perhaps. They turned Minnesota over 13 times in a quarter. I mean, it was a ridiculous quarter for Minnesota. And so maybe that could give them some life. And so let's see if Steve Kerr doesn't try to experiment with some full court pressure earlier and try to redouble their efforts earlier in the game to maybe punch Minnesota in the mouth here at the beginning of the game.
The Wolves have now been turned over 21 times in Game 3, 20 times in Game 4. Head coach Chris Finch, his starting lineup, you should know it by now. They've started every single postseason game, and it's not changing tonight.
Hey, this is head coach Chris Finch, and here's our starting lineup for tonight. At guard,
Mike Conley, Ohio State.
Paint to Conley in the corner, catch and shoot. Three is good. Mike Conley picks a fine time. First, third, three of the night.
at guard,
Anthony Edwards, University of Georgia.
Against Watson, he'll pull up, deep two on the way. He hits it. He's him, Anthony Edwards.
at forward,
Jay McDaniels, University of Washington.
Here's Jaden. He'll take a run to the bucket. His layup is good, and he got fouled. I don't believe it.
at forward,
Julius Randle, Kentucky.
Spin move in the lane. No look inside. Julius with a two-handed flush. Oh, the Wolves bench is beside themselves.
at center,
Rudy Gobert, Saint-Quentin, France.
Rudy with an offensive rebound. He goes baseline. Oh, reverse slam. He packs it through. Fantastic finish by Rudy Gobert. Timberwolves being led by their two stars, Anthony Edwards averaging 27 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals and a block per game in this series. Julius Randle right behind him, 24 points, 6 rebounds, 8 assists for Julius Randle. This starting lineup has found some things over the last 3 games. The starting lineup is a plus 26 in 43 minutes of play. And that's been important for the Wolves because their bench has been hit and miss with Dante DiVincenzo, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, and Naz Reid. After shoot-around today, Dante did speak to the media, and he was asked about, well, the Wolves' preparation for Game 5 and their mindset.
I think every series is different. Every closeout game is different, but what doesn't change is our approach. What doesn't change is how we stick together throughout the game. They're going to make runs. They're going to hit a couple shots. They're going to get some stops. There's going to be ups and downs in the games. We just have to weather their storm and be able to stay together. I think what we did really well in Game 4 is they played really well first half, and then we came out third quarter and took it to a new level, and that's what separated us in that game. So we have to be able to do that for a full 48.
And Dante played a little better in Game 4. He had 9 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, and 1 steal. His shot has been off still, but Dante, Nickeil, and Naz are the stalwarts coming off the bench for head coach Chris Finch. I like the mindset, and I like the fact that I feel like around the team, nobody wants to get on a plane and fly 4 hours back to San Francisco again after playing a series in which the Wolves went to California and played the LA Lakers.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the regular season, we had that monster road trip that lasted almost 2 weeks. It has felt like a lot of travel. The Wolves want to take care of business tonight.
It certainly has been a lot of travel. And so, I mean, it comes with the territory, we know, but, Minnesota's looking to close this thing out. And I just think that this team is mature. Like, people think this is a young basketball team, but it's really not. I mean, we've got veteran guys that have been through a lot of playoff runs already. Anthony Edwards has been through 4 playoff runs. I mean, that's pretty amazing for a 23-year-old kid.
Yeah, Jaden's been through 3.
Yeah.
Julius is in his 3rd, but he's a vet now in his 11th year. Mike Conley, Rudy Gobert, plenty of experience in and past stops in their NBA career. Steph Curry remains out, so he got hurt in the second quarter of Game 1. He has not come back. They'll have an update before a possible Game 6 in Golden State. But the Wolves, again, want to avoid that. That's the only injury of note. The Timberwolves come out in their icon midnight navy uniforms. The Wolves are a perfect 3-0 in the postseason when they wear these bad boys. The midnight navy tops and bottoms with a frost white and lake blue trim. Golden State is in their association white uniforms, tops and bottoms. They've got yellow and blue trim. They've got the Bay Bridge logo across the front. The opening tip, but Game 5 is won by the Warriors, and they will bring it up from right to left. Here we go with the crowd on their feet, a packed house, another whiteout here at Target Center in downtown Minneapolis. Butler pressured by McDaniels off a Jackson Davis screen. The boos come down for Jimmy. Corner and Green, now to Hield, catch and shoot, right angle 3, comes up short, and Rudy Gobert's got the rebound, good head-to-head to Ant. Ant sees lots of white jerseys defending, nobody else was up there with him. Ant with it, right wing, rejects the Rudy screen, still finds Rudy on the roll inside, finger roll over the front rim is pure for Rudy Gobert.
Great job by Ant to get off of it that time and get it to Rudy right at the nail so we could lay it in.
Jimmy Butler has it, wing right. He's averaging 21 points, 8 rebounds, and 6 assists in this series. Podziemski, boy, did he need that. He had been 3 of 17 from beyond the arc before nailing that left angle 3. 1 minute gone here in the first quarter of play. Golden State on top, 3-2. Golden State dominated the three-point line in game 1 as Jaden looks to answer Podziemski's 3 with one of his own. He comes up a little bit long off the back iron. Trace Jackson Davis funnels it right wing. Poor pass, and Hield couldn't control it. It's out of bounds.
I think Buddy was thinking about shooting it before he could control it, and the pass was a little bit low that time. Well, not exactly in the shot pocket. Had a little heat on it, too.
Yeah, it's kind of a softball pitch type of thing.
It was underhanded.
That's not your ideal. One of those old training videos of Pete Maravich and Red Auerbach. That's not how they're teaching the younger generation to pass the basket. Here's Randall, catch and shoot 3 opportunity, right wing, and he buries it. Give Ant the dime, and Julius, who hit 4 threes, a career high in the postseason in game 4, puts the Wolves on top 5-3. Podziemski, Trace Jackson Davis, hands off, then sets the screen. Podziemski runs in and gets his shot swatted. Randall comes away with it on the move, in the lane against 2, lost the ball. It's loose on the floor, it squirts free, and Podziemski scoops it up. Wolves couldn't take advantage of the block shot by Ant. Here's Jimmy here in the booze up the center of the floor. Looks right, Podziemski. Off to Jackson Davis, right back to Podziemski. He shields the ball away from Randall, leans in, scoops it up off glass. No, tip follow is there for Trace Jackson Davis. 9 points a game for Jackson Davis. 17 minutes in this series. Conley wing left, off the Gobert screen. Dancing it off it to his left. Now Rudy and Podziemski get tied up, and the foul goes against Podziemski. There's been a lot of those tie-ups, especially with Rudy setting those screens, arms and legs getting tangled.
And Podziemski is a bit of a flopper, too. Just going back and watching the video to see how many times he actually sells contact, and he actually tied Rudy up that time. But I like that two-man game between Mike and Rudy, especially when Mike gets deep in the corner like that.
So you're sensing a theme with Podziemski and his...
Yes, exactly.
All right. There's Conley in the corner, fires on a 3 and hits it. Mike from the corner. He had been just 5 for 16 on his threes in this series. That's just his second corner 3. 8-5, Timberwolves by 3. Here's Buddy Hield on the move against Conley. Stop and pop, fall away jumper from the free throw line is good for Buddy Hield. 17 points a game, playing 34 minutes a night. Statistically, when you look at the advanced numbers, Buddy's been their most consistent player in this series. He still has a negative net rating, but it's the best of the 8 players that Steve Kerr has generally used. Here's Randall going inside, tried to dish it off to Rudy. It got deflected and turned over. Another turnover on the Wolves. That's already their second. Podziemski feeds it to Jackson Davis. At the elbow, hand off to Buddy. Free throw line, same spot, and got a different result this time. It rims off, but an offensive rebound for Jackson Davis. Out to Draymond. He'll jump into that 3 and miss it way long. Mike Conley the rebound. Here's Ant up in the front court. Spins away from Podziemski. Still maintains the dribble. Comes across the lane. Out to Mike. Left angle 3, short. Rebound. Rudy got a hand to it, but it deflected right to Draymond Green. 8-7, Wolves by 1. 3.5 minutes gone here. Jimmy, top of the key, lines up the jumper. It's too strong. Rebound tapped around. It goes out of bounds. That will be Timberwolves basketball.
Like when Mike's aggressive early, Mike's already knocked down 1 3-point make. When he scores, Minnesota hasn't lost. It's the games where Mike Conley goes
just needs 1 point. We're done, right? He's got 3.
It's over.
Okay.
Let's go home.
Left to right across your radio, the Wolves bring it up here. Julius Randle with it. Averaging 24 points a game in this series. Isolating against Jackson Davis. 7 to shoot. Bullies his way inside. Now fades on the jumper. Off glass. Sweet touch for Julius Randle.
I'm just shocked that Trace Jackson Davis would let Julius Randle go left.
Lob inside from Green. It got deflected. Looking for Buddy. It went out of bounds.
Mike saying he didn't touch it.
Well, Rudy said don't challenge it, and Ant said do. And now the Wolves are going to call a timeout, and they will challenge this call. Yeah, that's pretty clearly off Buddy Hield, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly right.
Well, Sean Wright, the official right there.
Standing right there.
I think the Timberwolves are still upset that they had to burn a challenge here on this play. If that call was made correctly.
They're challenging the out-of-bounds call on the floor.
10-7, Wolves lead the Warriors in Game 5. We're 4.5 minutes in, a challenge underway. We'll let you know the results when we come back on the Minnesota Timberwolves Radio Network.
When it comes to watching the game, it's always nice to sit and savor a delicious snack. And Jack Link's Protein Snacks always hits the shot. Jack Link's beef jerky is made with 100% beef that's simply seasoned and hardwood smoked to deliver a mouth-watering, flavorful, good source of protein, convenient snack. Jack Link's, the official protein snack of the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Hey Wolves fans, it's Rosie from Standard Heating and Air Conditioning, your home comfort MVPs since 1930. Just like the Timberwolves bring the heat on the court, we keep your home in perfect condition all year long. We're proud to sponsor the Timberwolves this season. Let's go Wolves! Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. Call or visit standardheating.com since 1930.
Hey Wolves fans, listen up! Step up your shoe game this season with Trade Home Shoes, your Minnesota-based employee-owned retailer. Trade Home Shoes has on-trend footwear for the entire family. Brands like New Balance, Hoka, On, Birkenstock, Rival Shoes, and more. With over a century of experience in 130 locations nationwide, Trade Home Shoes is where generations meet comfort and style. Trade Home Shoes. Enjoy life. Feet first.
Looking for a next level way to bring your crew together? A Minnesota Lynx game is the perfect spot for your group. Whether it's a work outing, youth team night, birthday bash, or celebration, groups get discounted tickets, block seating, and a shout out on the big screen, plus access to exclusive fan experiences like high-fiving the team, watching warm-ups, or even playing on the Lynx court. Don't just watch the action, be part of it. Lock in your group now at lynxbasketball.com/groups and make memories that last way past the final buzzer.
7:47 left to go opening quarter. It's 10-7. The Wolves are on top. It was the quickest review. Well, it's in the running for quickest review of the season. Maybe of all time. They needed about 0.8 seconds to determine the ball was off Buddy Hield. Wolves basketball up by 3. Again, early stages of this first quarter. We've seen Julius Randle already go inside and score. He's gone outside and score. He has had big first quarters.
I think they were trying to take away my playmaking a little bit because I've heard them with that the past 2 games. So they played me a lot straight up early on, and it's just my job to read the defense. So they played me straight up one-on-one. I like them. I like those chances as well. So just took what they gave me.
You know, Trace Jackson-Davis was left on an island on that last drive by Julius. They continue to kind of let Julius do his thing, and he's taking advantage.
Well, I'm just saying, too, like the way you would shade, I mean, you're playing personnel, right? We see scouting reports all the time, and which is Julius's preferred driving direction? He wants to go left, and actually he has difficulty going right. He doesn't use his right hand to finish right, so I don't know. We'll just see. I mean, Trace Jackson-Davis is still a young player, and they're playing zone here early on.
KYP, know your personnel.
Yes, exactly.
Here's Julius showing the outside game. That one's long. Rebound, Draymond Green boxed out Gobert to secure it. Grab and go up the floor. Draymond will stop, shield off, and try to get it to Podziemski. Couldn't do it. Wing right, Jonathan Kuminga is into the game. He comes off the bench and averages 20 a game in this series. Buddy Hield works against Conley, spins baseline, runs up a difficult shot. He missed it. You know, Mike has been underrated in this postseason defensively.
Yeah.
When he's the primary defender, the Warriors are shooting 29% on 9 attempts a game. Bully ball inside for Jaden McDaniels.
How about that dribble move?
Rises and finishes. Like, again, acting as if he's the tallest guy on the floor. Playing like it. Draymond gets a bucket at the other end.
Yeah, playing with pace, too. We were talking about that last game, about how he puts pace in the game right away. If he takes it out the glass, he's sprint dribbling up the floor.
The ball kind of landed at his feet. He kicked it coming back up the floor, so no delay of game. It pulls up a straightaway 3. I mean, there's not even a contest there.
Rudy screened the top of the zone that time. Knocked off Buddy Hield. Ant just walked right into it, moving left.
Ant doesn't see a lot of wide open threes, but he's 5 for 10 now. On the rare opportunities when he's got nobody within 6 feet, Podziemski a drive, a swing to the corner. Butler pump fakes, waits for McDaniels to come down on top of him, fires an off-balance three. It's not close, but 3 shots coming up, I think, for Jimmy Butler.
Such a smart play by Jimmy Butler. And it was really great effort by Jake McDaniels because he went to the rim that time to protect the drive by Podziemski that time and made Podziemski throw it out to Jimmy in the corner, who Jaden was guarding, and so he went way out there to contest, and Jimmy just held on to it, drew the foul. It's going to be 2 free throws here, not 3.
Yep, he had a foot on the line, so 2 shots, and Jimmy knocks down the first. He's shooting 72% at the free throw line in this series on 6 attempts per game. That snaps the Wolves' 7-2 run. They did lead by 6 there as Mike Conley and Rudy Gobert take a seat. Dante DiVincenzo and Naz Reid in. So Dante, Ant, Jaden, Julius, and Naz. And that is the Wolves' best postseason lineup, a plus 40 in 46 minutes, which is interesting because Dante hasn't had a great postseason, and yet that lineup has really thrived.
Makes other things happen. He's a great defender, turns teams over, plays tough defense. He does more than just shoot.
Ant takes heel to the mid-post, sees a double, kicks out to Randall up top. It's 15-11 as Jimmy Butler hit both free throws. Randall flips it off on the perimeter, right side to Reid. Naz lowers the shoulder on Kuminga, puts it up off glass, no. But contact by Kuminga, and 2 free throws coming up.
You know, Alan, we were talking about some of the injuries that have happened here recently. Obviously, Jason Tatum, and with, you know, all the guys that have kind of gone down with some injuries. One of the things that's so different about the game now is the spacing, and obviously how you have to run the court, chasing all over the place defensively, offensively, the way you played in a spread court. Naz Reid is such a unique player. Being a big, like I'm just saying, as a power forward, Naz Reid type of player, when I played, this saw how different the game is. You've got either corner coming off pin downs, coming off handoffs, wheeling out of those corners like a guard, and he runs from baseline to baseline, and it's just it's a different game now, and it puts a lot of stress on these players' bodies. About shortening the season, making it 62 games. I don't know if I'd be up for that, but they're talking about it.
2 free throws good for Naz, 17. Payton's into the game for the Warriors. He feeds Kuminga wing left. Right. Front of the Wolves bench. Up top, Podziemski. Shoot 3 is good. Brandon Podziemski 2 for 2 from deep. He was 3 of 17 over the first 4 games of this series. And a travel Reid on the run by heel, lobs it inside. Jaden throws it down. The alley-oop from Naz to Jaden. Timberwolves by 5. Draymond zips it left side to Kuminga. Back to Draymond up top. Stripped by Naz Reid. Green gets it back. Kuminga now with it. Left angle. Off the Green pick. Now again along the baseline. Kuminga bounce pass looking for a cutting Payton. And Dante stole the basketball. He knocked it away and secured it to Jaden. Now Ant with it. In traffic at the elbow. Jaden wing right against Draymond to the elbow. He'll rise up. Tough 2 off the back iron. No. Jaden. No call. Here come the Warriors on the push. Heel, bounce pass. Green in the lane off to Kuminga. He'll rock the rim with 2 hands.
Broken floor situation. Yeah, broken floor situation that time. Just didn't get back, cover everybody.
Jaden lost it left. Here's Naz off the inbound, spins in the lane, up with a jump hook, it drops in for 2. 21-16, Wolves by 5 with 4 to go in the opening quarter. Kuminga on the attack against Naz. up with a left hand and finishes off the window for two. 21-18. Here's Dante circling off a Gobert screen that picked off Bajemski down rather easily as Rudy scores inside and off the inbound. Ant nearly stole it from Bajemski. Bajemski into the paint, out to out there, getting some run after not playing in the guts of the game in game 4. Now Kuminga buries a right side three and then turns and looks back towards the opposite the Wolves bench there, the crowd over there. He heard some words that he didn't like. Naz Reid with it, left side, 3:23 to go in the quarter. They run a double at him. Nikhil now to the right side, and pump fake, fly by. 3:23 to go in the quarter. They run a double at him. Nikhil now to the right side, and pump fake, fly by. Pump fakes again now. Dante extra pass to the corner. Naz, he'll pump fake, he'll sidestep, he'll fire the three. He missed it. And Rudy and Santos battling for the board. They both go down, and Santos is called for the foul. 3:11 left to go here in the opening quarter. Wolves up 2, 23-21.
This pace that Minnesota plays with when Naz and Dante come into the game, along with Ant, is just unbelievable. It's so great to see what Dante does here, pushing pace, making the extra pass. Naz so willing to make the extra pass as well.
Really made the Warriors defense work on that last possession. Ant with it off the inbound. To the right side of Naz, extra pass, Dante fires on the three, in and out, no, and Kevon Looney into the game secures the rebound. Wolves have shot 60% here in this first quarter. Bajemski off the Looney screen, down the lane, runs into Rudy, and says, kick out. Here's Kuminga off to Santos, swings it to the corner, Butler with it, he hears the boos. Kuminga with it up top, 6 to shoot. Against Ant, right side Santos, he'll catch, he'll shoot on the three. It's short, Naz is alone for the rebound. Warriors are now 44% shooting, while the Wolves have hit 60% of their shots. Edwards has 3 points and 3 assists. Dante pump fakes a three, sets up Rudy inside. Good pump fake, a flyby by Butler, and that leaves Rudy all alone to rock the rim with 2 hands. Kevon Looney helpless as Rudy throws it down. 6 points for Rudy Gobert.
You extend your defense like that, you're asking for plays just like that to happen. Golden State came all the way out to the timeline to trap Ant. And good for Dante to see Rudy down there all by himself, and the pump fake by Gobert was very effective.
Under 3-minute timeout comes with 2:27 left to go in the first. 25-21, Wolves on top by 4 on the Timberwolves Radio Network.
As a business owner, do you have a game plan in place to stay focused on safety and preventing claims? Let our team help support your business. Federated Insurance offers a customizable lineup of industry-specific coverages and risk management services to help you continue your winning streak. At Federated Mutual Insurance Company, it's our business to protect yours. Rated A+ Superior by AM Best Company.
Welcome to the NBA playoffs. The moment we've all been waiting for is here.
The fans now on the edge of their seats.
It's time to stay locked in to every single moment. Because you never know when history will be made. When it's win or go home, every moment matters. So don't miss a thing. NBA playoffs presented by Google continues on ABC, ESPN, and TNT.
Alrighty, time for a scoreboard update brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Visit Toyota.com today. Let's go places. Earlier this evening, we were in Boston. Celtics backs against the wall, much like this Warriors team, taking on the New York Knicks. And, of course, yesterday's MRI confirming our worst fears. Jason Tatum suffering a ruptured Achilles in the fourth quarter of Monday's loss. But the Celtics, don't count them out just yet. They put together an inspired shorthanded performance, and it was all over by the fourth.
Drew Holiday, stop and start by Josh Hart. Puts in the hands of Cornette. Swung left side, Jaylen Brown. Jaylen turns the corner, stops to the free throw line, shuttles it out to Pritchard for a good night three. Start spreading the news. 13-8. 5 minutes remaining in Game 5 right now. Margin is 24.
So there will be a Game 6. We will head back to Madison Square Garden. Celtics get a 127-102 rout of the Knicks in Boston. Derek White had 22. Peyton Pritchard added 17. And the Celtics, at least for now, live to die another day. Let's get you back to Alan and Jim.
What's Gatlin?
.227 left to go opening quarter. It's 25-21. The Wolves lead the Warriors in Game 5 by 4. Before we go any further, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. All across the Minnesota Timberwolves radio network.
Wolves and Warriors in Game 5. Heard now on the audio home for the Minnesota Timberwolves and Lynx, iHeartRadio, and FM 100.3 KFXN, Minneapolis-St. Paul. The Fan. Presented locally by TimberTech.
Along with Jim Peterson, I'm Alan Horton. Target center of the venue here in downtown Minneapolis. Our studio host and executive producer is Cal Soderquist. Our engineer is Mike Weber. Our statisticians are Dave Hanlon and Mike Greenbaum. Our broadcast coordinators are Alex Leibold and Ben Haney. Glad you're along with us on our flagship 100.3 FM KFAN, The Fan here in the Twin Cities. The iHeartRadio app, the Timberwolves mobile app, the NBA app. We're on SiriusXM NBA Radio Channel 86 tonight and all across the vast and ever-expanding Timberwolves radio network. And if you want to sync up that radio broadcast with the TV picture, feel free. We have exactly 2:10 left to go in the opening quarter. Right side, Kuminga with it. The Warriors in their association white jerseys. He'll rise up at the elbow and he throws up an air ball over Naz Reid. Rudy the rebound. Here's Dante on the move in the front court. Under 2 to play in the first. Naz wing left to a cutting Dante. Down the lane. Lobs it up. Rudy throws it home. The alley-oop from Dante to Rudy. It's a second alley-oop the Wolves have connected on here tonight. There's Kuminga on the move down the lane to the cup. The left-handed scoop off glass. He got it.
Well, he has been taking Naz to the hoop. Dante with 3 assists to Rudy Gobert as well.
Nikhil manning the point down to the floor. Santos beats him. Now Rudy comes up to set. I should say Naz comes up to set the screen. Then Ant. To the right side, it's Ant against Kuminga. Likes the matchup. A step back, right side. 3 on the way. It was online, but short. Looney has the rebound. Come right down to him. Here's Buddy Hield, now in his 9th year out of Oklahoma. Sets up Butler. The Blues rain down against Dante at the elbow. Jimmy is 8 of 9 shooting when Dante is the primary defender. This time Dante jumps the pass, knocks it out of bounds. It's off Jimmy Butler. It's Timberwolves basketball.
Again, there's that man, Dante DiVincenzo, making stuff happen. 3 assists, but that little steal right there, knocking it off of Jimmy Butler. Smart play.
18,000 people plus enjoyed that one. Here the Wolves inbounding quickly. No chance for Steve Kerr to challenge that. Ant between the legs against Santos. Now to Dante, left side. Catch and shoot 3. He hits it. Dante's been patient. He's got to get in a rhythm, and then you take that 3, and he hits it. Here's Hield. 2 on the lane. The layup with the right hand. No good. He missed it. Would love to see Ant just attack the rim there and throw it down. Easier said than done, however. Santos bottled up inside. Out to Hield, who had to scoop it up off his ankles. He fires on the 3. It's off the back iron, no. Naz with another rebound. Wolves bring it up. 18 seconds left to go in the quarter. Shot clock is done. Golden State does not have a foul to give. Ant's got it against Kuminga. A 30 spot in the opening quarter. They shoot 60%. They knock down 4 of 10 from deep, and they finish the first quarter on a 7-2 run. Up 3-1. They lead the Warriors after one, 30-23 on the Minnesota Timberwolves radio network.
Hello, this is Jan at Toyota.
Hi, Jan. Is now a good time to get a new Toyota?
It is. We like to say your summer starts here at your Toyota dealer. Now through June 2nd, we have a great selection of Camrys, Corollas, Tundras, and more.
Your summer starts here. I'm a pet sitter, and business is way up as people enjoy their new Toyotas. Stop, Master, and Goldie is not dinner. Your summer starts here.
Dealer inventory may vary. See your participating Toyota dealer for details.
Toyota, let's go places.
The NBA playoffs have arrived, and if you're not in the building, you're missing out.
Up top, and he'll take off down the lane. He'll throw it down with the right hand.
Feel the energy. Ride the run. Grab your playoff tickets right now at Timberwolves.com/playoffs.
At Target, we're home court advantage for the hometown sports fans.
And with the Timberwolves season in full gear, we're here to help you gear up and make your game day prep a slam dunk. Hear that? That's what you call a buzzer-beating three-pointer for the win. Time to dish up your famous nachos or put a full court press on some jalapeno poppers. Then serve up some sweet desserts to celebrate the W. However you do game day, we're here for it at Target and Target.com.
Incubus, live. Performing the album Morning View in its entirety, plus the hits. Saturday, July 5th, the Treasure Island Amphitheater. With special guest, Manchester. On sale now at TICasino.com. Don't miss Incubus performing Morning View in its entirety, plus the hits.
Searching for your next night out? The Lynx are bringing the energy all season long.
Here's Collier going to work again in the paint.
Single game tickets are on sale now. Visit lynxbasketball.com/tickets and get to our house for the biggest moments.
You're listening to the Timberwolves.
To 23, Golden State Warriors head coach Steve Kerr, his squad down in this.
Haven't really learned anything new about them, to be frank. They've been good, and they're up 3-1 because they played better than we have.
Steve Kerr is great. He does so many media availabilities, too. When they don't do something in person, he still does them by Zoom almost every day.
Yeah. Credit PR Team of the Year, Golden State Warriors with Raymond Ritter.
So they win the Brian McIntyre Award again?
8 of the last 10, yes.
They had to implement the rule that they are now ineligible to win it next year.
Right.
Of course, the Wolves won it last year.
Yeah,
we couldn't defend our title, though. Yeah. We're ineligible.
Yeah, exactly.
So we don't know what a fair comparison is.
Well, there's a reason why. I mean, like, I remember on TV when it was, Steph and Clay at Oracle Arena, we would get Steph or Clay when we would get beat by 30, and we get one of them, visiting TV gets one of those two guys. Raymond Ritter made that happen.
Wolves begin the second quarter with possession, facing his own defense from Golden State. Nikhil misses a right wing three. Quentin Post is into the game. Steve Kerr going back to using 8, 9, 10, 11 guys. Jimmy inside on Nas, banks it in for two, and he drew the foul. 3-point opportunity to make this a 5-point game.
It's the first field goal of the game for Jimmy. He's made 2 free throws, so he's got 4 in the game. Really, the only guys that have hurt Minnesota in this game so far is Podziemski's made a couple threes, which he's not done in this series. He's not shot it well at all. And Kuminga had scored 9 straight for Golden State getting out of that quarter, so Butler makes the free throw there.
So if you add Jimmy's first quarter to his prior 43 minutes from the midway through the fourth quarter of Game 3, all of Game 4, and first quarter of Game 5, Wolves have it here. Randall the right side. Here's Nikhil. Left-handed dribble into the paint. Goes back to Jane. It wasn't there. It's knocked away. Turned over. Pat Spencer's on the floor. Feeds healed left side. Catch the shoot three way offline. Butler's got an offensive rebound. Butler in the paint. Pump fakes. Kicks out. Post is there. Looking for his first 3 of the series. No. Dante had the rebound. He got hit hard by Pat Spencer. I mean, that might be legal in lacrosse. That is illegal in basketball.
Yeah.
But Jimmy
they
is
have
now
helmets on typically and face masks and all that.
Jimmy's now minus 51 in his last 52 minutes. I mean, he may not be feeling well, but those numbers speak volumes about their best player being on the floor and the Wolves dominating that stretch.
Certainly do. Nikhil, defensively, that last possession is going to be on a highlight reel for Chris Finch. What he did was unbelievable contesting shots.
Spins down low on Draymond Green. He got an easy lay-in. You don't see that every day against the former Defensive Player of the Year. Spencer, wing left. Right-handed dribble, bounce pass. Stolen by Dante DiVincenzo. He's off to the races. Body healed. He's got him to beat. Dante rises and hammers. How about that throwdown from DiVincenzo? That brings the Target Center crowd to their feet. Spencer inside, turns, floats one up, and in over Nikhil Alexander Walker. 34-28. That's what I was looking for from Ant on the last breakaway that he had. Dante pulls that off. Here's Nikhil turning the corner, left-handed dribble, runs it up with the left hand. Missed it. Nas offensive rebound, takes a dribble. He's trapped between three defenders. He bounces it out, but right to Buddy Hield. Another turnover on the Wolves. That's up to 6 now in the first half. Both teams have 6. Pat Spencer turning it over left and right. And fortunately for the Warriors, that ball hit the baseline. Jaden couldn't get his hand down to it in time.
That last steal and conversion by Dante DiVincenzo is just an incredibly athletic play. The steal, getting his hand in there, and then finishing that thing over the top, the two-handed slam.
34-28, the Wolves lead by 6. There's 10 to go, second quarter. You hear the boos, that means Jimmy Butler's got the ball. Pivots on Nikhil, got help from Dante. Now to the corner, Spencer. High arcing three is in and out. Timberwolves control the rebound. Nikhil and Dante in the backcourt. Jaden, Julius, and Nas up front. Julius, wing left, brings it up top against Buddy Hield. They spread the floor. Right in a dribble, going right. Now back to the left side. He'll finish with a left hand. Julius Randle doing work on Buddy Hield.
It's physical right there.
36-28. Wolves have their largest lead of the half. Butler, wing right, isolated against Nikhil. Little shoulder fake. Baseline drive, got bumped. And are they going to send him to the line? Sean Wright, one of our 3 officials, makes the call. 2 shots coming for Jimmy.
I got to tell you, when Buddy Hield gets ISO'd on Julius Randle, Julius just destroys him. He's taken, anytime you put a mismatch on Julius Randle, it's been not good for the Golden State Warriors, and it didn't go well in the first series as well.
When Buddy is the primary defender, Wolves players are shooting 52%. I mean, they've attacked him, and they've found success. And that's one of the problems that Steve Kerr is running into. His best guys in this series, he needs to have Buddy Hield out there. He needs to have Jonathan Kuminga out there. They've both been awful defensively.
Yeah, and think about what happened against the Lakers series, too, when Julius got switched, Austin Reeves on him. Anytime Austin Reeves got switched on to Julius, they punished him. And Minnesota in the paint in this game right now, 11 of 14. 79% shooting, 22 points in the paint for Minnesota.
1 out of 2 for Jimmy Butler. 36-29. The Wolves lead by 7 with 9 to play in the first half. Jaden's got it right wing. Now Nikhil up top to the left side, and Julius right back to Nikhil. Thought about the 3. Moves around Spencer in the lane. Floats it up and hits it. Boy, once he got around Spencer, he just settled for that 8-foot floater. It was an uncontested look. 38-29. Up by 9, largest lead of the half. Quinton Post, right wing 7-footer against Naz Reid. Post-up's not really his game. He feeds Buddy on the run to the rim. Layup, no. He got fouled from behind by DiVincenzo.
Tried to run split action that time off that post feed. And Quinton Post was not trying to score the basketball at all in that opportunity. And Minnesota did a great job of covering the split action. And just that the backdoor cut by Buddy Hield that time was met with Dante's contest. Made him miss, fouled him. So Buddy's got to earn at the line.
The Warrior offense has not looked like it did in Game 1.
No.
Now, part of that was with Steph Curry, but even when he went out, they were still moving, and I think the Wolves, what have you seen from the Wolves defensively in not allowing the Warriors to look like that again?
The Wolves were really preparing for all that same action, and they just didn't do a good job of executing it in Game 1, and they have ever since. Even though Steph hasn't been around, it looks different when Steph Curry does it.
No doubt. 38-31 after the free throws. Dante feeds Randle left wing. Up top, Nas, a catch and shoot 3 on the way. It's off the back iron. Nas is shooting just a couple of ticks under 50% from the three-point line. 5 attempts. Buddy throws it away. Jaden says thank you. Races up the floor, drops it for Nas right through his hands. Pajemski with it. Baseball pass up ahead. Looking for Butler, deflected by Nikhil getting back. It goes out of bounds. It'll stay Golden State ball, but that saved 2 points.
You could just go back and make a highlight reel of what Nas doing in this game defensively. You talk about the floater that he hit. Offensively, he's been really one of the best guys from Minnesota, driving seams against the zone, but defensively, he's put on a clinic during his minutes here.
Nikhil will head to the bench here as Mike Conley comes back in. 8:19 left to go second quarter. Inbound Hield swings it to Draymond Green at the angle, guarded by Randle. Backdoor Butler makes the catch onto the basket. Kick out to Kuminga. Corner 3 is way off. Buddy just knocked down Mike Conley battling for the rebound. And as Mike was falling to the floor, he got a hand to it. It went out of bounds. It's awarded to Golden State. Well, I feel like Mike Conley cannot draw a whistle. He did get fouled in Game 4, I think, shooting a 3.
Yeah.
That's been like the one time he's drawn a whistle, and I swear he's been fouled probably close to 10 times.
He gets disrespected a lot.
He does. But one of those Laker games where he just got mugged coming up in the front court, he's just like, what am I supposed to do? He got fouled 4 times on that play. They were not going to call a foul against the Lakers on that play. Here's Podziemski with it into the paint, steps through on Nas. Good defense by Nas. Now he's guarding Podziemski again. Podziemski. The step back, then the lean in, and Nas was caught off balance there. This time he does foul Brandon Podziemski.
You know, one of the things that Minnesota wants to do, and they do a great job of it, is that's contested shots. So the step back it's just tailor-made to draw that defensive player into the web that time. And think about how good Sam Cassell was back in the day about doing that. He kind of invented that move. Step back, pump fake, and then go into the body of the defender.
First free throw is good for Podziemski.
He's kind of annoying me in this game today. He's been pretty effective.
Well, you've been worried about him.
I've been worried about him because he's a good player. And then defensively, he's very crafty. He takes a lot of charges. He does all those little things.
How about a lane violation against the Golden State Warriors?
Love that.
Missed the free throw, and I think the Wolves had the rebound, so I don't know that it matters. But it's our second lane violation of this series. Naz Reid had one and negated a Rudy free throw a couple of games ago. Again, facing the zone defense. Kamingo almost fell down on his own. Here's Mike off the Nas screen, back to Reed. He'll take a run down the lane, stop in the mid-post, cross-court, Jaden down to the corner. Julius catch and shoot 3 off the heel, no. Long rebound comes out, Mike's quickest to it. Sets up Julius, he'll fire again and come up short. But he healed the rebound with 7:30 left first half. Draymond hits ahead to Kuminga in the front court. Kuminga against 2, gets airborne and kicks out to Podziemski. Now Butler has a turnaround baseline, 15-footer is good. That's Jimmy's game in a nutshell right there. 38-34. And quickly up into the front court. 3 points, 4 assists. Golden State little 5-0 burst here to make this a 4-point game. And trying to change that, catch and shoot. Straight away 3, and he buries it. And on those catch and shoots here in this series, he's now 8 for 14. Here's Draymond, works on Nas around him. In the lane, out to Podziemski, sets himself, fires and missed the 3. Oh, the tip follow went up and in. Did that go off Nas?
Yes, it is. Nas is the one that tipped that in. Jimmy Butler gets the hoop, though. Or does Draymond Green get it? Draymond Green gets that.
Whoever was closest to it.
Yeah.
My son suggested they go with own goals like they do in soccer or football overseas. It just says OG, own goal. Jaden down low in the block, spins baseline, turnaround jumper, no. Jimmy Butler with a rebound midway through the second quarter. Wolves lead by 5. Left side heel takes a run baseline, kick out Podziemski. Passed on the 3, sets up Kuminga and drives and drops it back out. Now Podziemski bottled up by McDaniels. To Kuminga, 8 to shoot. Kuminga in the paint, rises up. The 12-footer is no good off the back iron. Mike Conley with a rebound. Mike's got 3 rebounds. Nas has 4 to pace away. Ant got his pocket pick. Buddy with a breakaway. And he will finish with a right-handed layup. Timeout, Chris Finch. 5:56 left to go in the first half. The Wolves' lead is 3. The reason it's only 3 while shooting 55% is they have 8 turnovers. Golden State a 9-3 run. Midway through the second, 3-point game on the Timberwolves Radio Network.
No matter who you are or what you do, there's a Ford vehicle that can help you own the day. Make life on the go a walk in the park with the new Ford Explorer. Become the MVP of the work site with the unrivaled performance of a new built Ford Tough F-Series truck, the best-selling trucks in America. Or discover what it really means to adventure in the great outdoors with the new Bronco Sport. Whether it's for work or play, there's a Ford with a great deal waiting at your local Northland Ford dealers. Don't wait. Get behind the wheel of a new Ford today. Based on calendar year total sales.
When it comes to watching the game, it's always nice to sit and savor a delicious snack. And Jack Link's protein snacks always hits the shot. Jack Link's beef jerky is made with 100% beef that's simply seasoned and hardwood smoked to deliver a mouth-watering, flavorful, good source of protein, convenient snack. Jack Link's, the official protein snack of the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Hey, Timberwolves fans, ready to score big with Wolves gear without breaking the bank? Let me introduce you to Sezzle and the Pay in 4 program. With Sezzle, you can split your payments into 4 easy, interest-free installments on all your Wolves purchases. From jerseys and hoodies to courtside seats, Sezzle has got you covered. Wherever you shop, however you rep the Wolves. Download the Sezzle app and get started today. Sezzle, the official jersey patch sponsor of the Timberwolves. Subject to approval, see terms and conditions at Sezzle.com.
Your Minnesota Lynx just fought their way to the finals. Now they're back, stronger and hungrier, and chasing ring number 5. Don't just watch it happen, be there for it. A flex plan lets you pick any 5 games and unlocks access to Minnesota's only home game against the Fever. Plus, you'll get awesome seats for each game in your plan and pre-sale access to playoff tickets. And with MVP Nafisa Collier leading the way, every game is a can't miss. Get your flex plan now at lynxbasketball.com/flex.
6 gone, 6 left to play, second quarter. Timberwolves on top of the Warriors here in Game 5, 41-38, trying to close out the series. The Wolves have won 4 straight close-out games. I asked Chris Finch on the tip-off show about that fourth quarter of Game 4. The Wolves dominated the third quarter, led by 20, and then nearly let it evaporate in the fourth. I asked Chris Finch how much of that fourth quarter did he show the team and how much time did he spend kind of worrying about what happened in that final frame.
What we brought up is it could very well be a precursor to what we're going to see more of, just trapping, junking up the game, different looks. Sometimes it was full court trapping, sometimes it was half court trapping, sometimes it was delayed trapping, and we got to be good with the ball. I mean, we can't afford to turn it over and give them early, easy opportunities on offense.
Well, one thing that's happened is that 8 Minnesota turnovers. Golden State only with 5 points off of those 8 miscues, but Golden State does a really good job, best in the league since Jimmy Butler came aboard, in turning you over. So they have something to do with it. But the Wolves have primarily been pretty good taking care of the basketball.
They have, but then, in this particular game, though, their offensive rebound of the basketball at a much higher rate. 8-0 advantage for them in second chance points. And by the way, they've got the free throw advantage too, and they're in the bonus for this quarter. Minnesota, still long ways away from getting into the bonus. Just 1 team foul for Golden State.
Mike down the lane, sets up Randall in the corner, baseline drive. He rises up over Santos and finishes off the window for 2. You want to talk about physicality? That play had physicality written all over it. Santos went flying. Butler sets up Santos in the corner. He's still shaking up. He missed that 3. Kuminga takes a feed off the offensive rebound by Looney and jams it for 2.
I love when Kuminga does that and talks smack. It just invigorates Anthony Edwards.
Conley circles off the Randall screen. It's down the lane. The floater with the right hand is good for Mike. Just 2 for 12 heading into tonight on 2-point shots. 45-40. Mike's got 5 points, 3 boards, 2 dimes. Looney not a threat from deep. Gobert watches him. Butler in the corner fires on the 3 over Jaden McDaniels. No. He had the rebound knocked away by Santos, and then controls it. Here's Jaden McDaniels off the Julius Randle wing left against Jimmy Butler. Now Jaden with it. Crossover on Santos. Lowers the shoulder. Floats up the shot. It's no good. Santos has got the rebound. 4:30 left to go first half. 45-40 our count. Jemski off the Looney screen up top. Now to the elbow. They'll pull up on the jumper. It glances off the rim to the left. Jaden able to save it. A little too casual. What did he do? It's almost like he took an extra step and then he ended up stepping on the sideline or baseline, said John Goebel.
I am mystified by what he just did right there. He was trying to save it, and then I think he didn't want to throw it to Ant because he thought that Looney was going to be there to steal it. So that's why he didn't throw it. But I don't know.
Strange. I mean, he didn't attack it with any sort of urgency. There's Podziemski with it off the inbound, and Golden State cashes in on McDaniel's miscue. 9 turnovers on Minnesota. That's 7 points off of those 9 turnovers. Conley brings it up. He's got Ant, Jaden, Julius, and Rudy on the floor with him. So the starting 5 out there. And Holtz, 35 feet out. Majemski forces him right and gets in front of him. Gets to the paint, to the net. Out to Randall, left wing. Up top, Money. To Ant. Got airborne. Got the back to Conley. Fires with a shot clock at 1 and drains the straightaway 3. How about Mike Conley? 2 of 3 from long range. 48-42. Wolves back up by 6. End of shot clock execution. Santos trying to get it to Butler. Conley was fronting him. Butler makes the catch, but now goes backwards out to the wing. Cross court, Majemski. 3-ball, no. Jake knocked him down after the shot. The Wolves collect the rebound.
Flop, that's why it wasn't a foul.
There's Ant, left of the lane, drives in, off to McDaniels, in the paint, out to Mike, and he hit again. Oh, yeah! 3 for 4 from long range for Mike Conley. He's putting the Wolves up 9 with 3 to go here in the first half. He knows how important closeout games are. Wolves have won 4 straight of those, trying to make it 5 tonight. Timeout, Golden State. We step aside on the Minnesota Timberwolves Radio Network.
At U.S. Bank, when they say they're in it with you, they mean it. Not just for the good stuff, the grand openings and celebrations, although those are pretty great, but for all the hard work it took to get there, the fine-tuning of goals, the managing of cash and workflows, and decision-making. They're in to help you through all of it, because together they're proving day in and day out that there is nothing as powerful as the power of us. Visit usbank.com to get started today. Equal housing lender, member FDIC, copyright 2024 U.S. Bank.
Hello, this is Jan at Toyota.
Hi, Jan. Is now a good time to get a new Toyota?
It is. We like to say your summer starts here at your Toyota dealer. Now through June 2nd, we have a great selection of Camrys, Corollas, Tundras, and more.
Your summer starts here. I'm a pet sitter, and business is way up as people enjoy their new Toyotas. Stop, Sebastian. Goldie is not dinner.
Your summer starts here.
Dealer inventory may vary. See your participating Toyota dealer for details.
Toyota, let's go places.
And this update, once again, brought to you by your local Toyota dealers, Parrots or otherwise. Visit Toyota.com today. Let's go places. Boston Celtics respond despite losing Jason Tatum to the ruptured Achilles. They get a bounce-back 127-102 win on their home floor here tonight, forcing a Game 6, forcing this series back to Madison Square Garden. That Game 6 will take place Friday evening. Derek White led the way with 24. Games from yesterday evening saw the Indiana Pacers close out the Cavaliers in Cleveland, an abrupt end to the season for that team that was top of the Eastern Conference basically from start to finish. Donovan Mitchell, less than 100%, but gutted it out with 35 points in the loss. He reflects on a tough end of the season.
It's tough, man. It's tough. It's just, you put a lot into a season. You overcome, different things throughout you accomplish different things throughout the season, and you feel like you're right there on the cusp, and then it to end this way is, it's tough, and, but ultimately you can just go one of two ways. You can let it deter you from your goal, or you can find a way to let it fuel you.
So the Pacers, after the gentleman's sweep, will await the result of that Knicks-Celtics series. And then the other Western Conference semifinal saw the Thunder take a 3-2 series lead with their 7-point win yesterday evening. Game 6 from Denver tomorrow night. Let's rejoin Jim Peterson and Alan Horton.
All right, Cal, thank you very much. 3:08 left to go in the first half. It's 51-42. The Wolves are on an 8-2 run. Guess who has scored all 8 points? Mr. Mike Conley. And Ant has set him up on a couple of threes during that stretch.
He certainly has. The Minnesota does have some dimes here in the first half. They've got 16 assists on 21 field goals. Anthony Edwards has been averaging, Alan, 7.5 points per game, as you know, in the first half of games in this series, and scoring almost 20 a game in the second half. Looks like that's going to repeat itself tonight. He's got 6 points right now, but he does have 5 assists. Julius has 4 assists too, so those two getting it done.
Ant has just let the game come to him. He hasn't shot the ball great with those 8 points, just 26% shooting and 29% from deep. But those numbers in the second half jumped to 64% shooting and 53% from beyond the arc.
Pretty breathtaking.
Wow. Up 9, 3 to go. Wolves trying to finish the first half strong. Try to stretch this to double figures for the first time tonight. They're up 9. Kuminga works left side. Hand off to Butler. Up top, here's Brandon Podziemski. Back door open is Green. Reverse layup over. Rudy is good. That's a nifty finish with Rudy all over. Draymond makes it a 7-point game. Steve Kerr gets execution out of the timeout. A little ATO. Conley feeds in with it. Off the Randall screen to his left. Inside the arc. Now along the baseline. His pass out is stolen by Podziemski. But he had to save it. Out to Conley who dumps it inside. Rudy with the catch. And the light flush with 2 hands. Rudy Gobert with 10 first half points. Back to a 9-point lead. Draymond straight away. Hits the 3. Draymond from deep. Had just been 3 of 13 over his last 3 games from beyond the arc. Rudy on a handoff to Mike. Quickly moves baseline. Gets by Podziemski. Swings it out to McDaniels. He'll take a run down the lane. The scoop with the left hand off window for 2. Beautiful finish from Jaden McDaniels. Wolves back up 8. Shooting at 61%. Podziemski with it. Off the Draymond Green pick. Right of the lane. Drops it back out. Draymond going to hit 2 in a row. No. Off the front rim. No. Conley with a rebound. Mike's doing it all. 11 points, 4 boards, 4 dimes. Turning back the clock. Here's Randall with it. Crosses over on Podziemski. Now starts to back down. Podziemski flops backwards. Doesn't get the call. And then commits the foul when he gets back on the hip of Julius Randle. Sideline out of bounds for Minnesota. I feel like the Wolves weathered that getting into the penalty early, and now both teams in the bonus with 1:37 left to go in the first half.
Much does Jaden McDaniels, when he attacks the basket and finishes like that, look like Scottie Pippen? Talk about Ant looking like Michael Jordan's. There are times when Jaden looks just like Scottie Pippen, too. Good call.
Anthony Edwards with it up top. Kuminga watches him off the Rudy screen, drifting to his right, still beyond the arc. Now up top, it's Randall. Deep 3, straight away. He got it. Off back rim and in. 58-47. That one was from deep. 12 first half points for Julius Randle. We don't usually see Randle drift off that 3-point line like maybe Anthony Edwards would, Dante DiVincenzo. Here's Butler down low with the block to a cutting Green. Down the lane, he floated up the shot. He was hunting for the foul. He didn't get the call. Wolves come back the other way. They're on the move. Conley inside. Rudy's got it. He stops. His layup, no good. And he got knocked down. He'll go to the free throw line for 2 shots as Kuminga has no other choice but to tell his head coach, challenge that, challenge that. Steve Kerr making no such movement, even to look back. Now he looks back in the second.
How about the veteran players getting it done here in the first half? Conley, Gobert, Randall, all in double figures. Rudy has a chance to extend and get into more in double figures. 12 points possible here at the line. Makes the first one here. So Rudy's had a heck of a half. I mean, he's really controlled things defensively for Minnesota. He's driven down that Golden State field goal percentage. It's under 42%.
I said earlier that Rudy had a free throw disallowed because of a lane violation. I thought it was against Nasri. It was actually Julius Randle. So just to clean that up. To clean the name of Nasri. 1 out of 2 for Rudy at the line. I guess you mentioned the veterans leading the way. I get the sense they don't want to make another trip back to San Francisco.
I think they understand the gravity of the moment. They've been down this road before, especially Mike and Rudy together in Utah.
Butler with it on the perimeter, guarded by McDaniels with 4 to shoot. Off the screen by Hield, now to Green in the corner. The 3 ball's offline, and Jaden snares it with the right hand. He'll hit a head up to Randall, takes a dribble, runs to the cup, got the lay-in and the foul. Give it to Buddy Hield. Big time rebound by Jaden McDaniels, and that outlet took a while to get to Julius, but once he caught it, right to the cup, contact, and he goes to the free throw line.
Julius takes that outlet, and Jaden just snapped that thing down. How about Julius Randle finishing with the right hand?
By Hield,
taking the contact by Buddy Hield. Fantastic play.
Not sure what Julius was signaling there with his right hand, whether he was trying to get the crowd going or that he finished with his right hand.
With his right hand.
Free throw is good. Julius Randle up to 15 points. The Wolves lead is now 15. 62-47. Wolves have finished the second quarter strong. Can they get a stop? and maybe a score. There's a 5-second differential. Game clock, shot clock. Butler right to left here. Up top of McDaniels, on him, 7 to shoot. Drifts to the right side, picked up by Gobert. He'll settle for the pull-up 18-footer. It's off rim, no. And with a rebound with 5 seconds left. Edwards jocks it up the center of the floor against Pajewski, moves to his left. Sets up McDaniels, lines up the 3, off the back iron, no. Jaden had to rush it a little bit. Ant needed to get in the front court quicker. Final 3:44, the second frame. Wolves get the separation they were looking for. A 17-5 run. They were up 3 before the run started, but 17-5 over the last 3:44 to lead by 15 at the half. 62-47 in Game 5. Wolves up 3-1. Stay tuned. Cal Soderquist anchors your halftime coverage next, all across the Minnesota Timberwolves radio network.
Rosie here, plugging you into safety, service, and innovation. Edison Electric has been serving the Minneapolis and St. Paul area since 2007 and specializes in residential service, meaning they help you with all your home's electrical needs. From troubleshooting to panel replacements, they leave your home safer than when they arrived and provide 5-star service every time. Go to calledison.com for upfront pricing on all the residential electrical services in Minneapolis. That's calledison.com.
Chanhassen Dinner Theaters brings you its most popular show of all time, Grease. You'll hear all your favorite hits from the Broadway musical and the movie. Join the whole gang at Rydell High. We'll sing, we'll dance, we'll bring you back to high school life in the 50s. Poodle skirts, bobby socks, the soda shop, and drive-in movies. Grease. It'll rock your socks off. Order your tickets today. Visit chanhassendt.com.
Hey Wolves fans, it's Rosie from Standard Heating and Air Conditioning, your home comfort MVPs since 1930. Just like the Timberwolves bring the heat on the court, we keep your home in perfect condition all year long. We're proud to sponsor the Timberwolves this season. Let's go Wolves! Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. Call or visit standardheating.com since 1930.
With it on the perimeter, guarded by McDaniels with 4 to shoot. Off the screen by Hield, now to Green in the corner. The 3 ball's offline, and Jenkins snares it with the right hand. They'll hit ahead up to Randall, takes the dribble, runs to the cup, got the lay-in and the foul. Give it to Buddy Hield. Big time rebound by Jaden McDaniels, and that outlet took a while to get to Julius, but once he caught it, right to the cup, contact, and he goes to the free throw line.
Julius Randle would add the free throw, making it a 15-point cushion. In that sequence, the exclamation point on a 17-5 quarter closing run from the Minnesota Timberwolves. They are up at the break. 62-47 is your halftime score here in this Game 5 against the Warriors. Welcome inside the halftime show. I'm Cal Soderquist in our NBA Tonight studios. Target Center rocking early and often here tonight. We'll get into a few more of the first half highlights in just a moment as Minnesota hitting the gas pedal to close out that second quarter. Julius Randle had a big first half, leading the way with 15. How about Rudy Gobert and Mike Conley, each into double figures with 11 apiece? The veterans have led the way through these first 24 minutes in this closeout opportunity, and it's starting to sort of feel like there's a boot on the throat opportunity in this upcoming third quarter for the Timberwolves if they enter the locker rooms post-intermission with the right mentality. We'll also take a closer look at the first half box score. Timberwolves offense scintillating in these first two quarters, 61% from the field, 8 of 19 from deep. They had 20 assists on their 25 made field goals. Really, the only thing that's preventing this from being an even larger margin, 10 first-half turnovers for Minnesota. Luckily, the Warriors have not taken full advantage, just 7 points on those 10 miscues, but even still, that's helping keep a Warriors team in this contest, despite shooting just 18 of 45 from the field, 4 of 19 from deep. That's a 21% clip. They themselves with 8 turnovers that the Wolves turned into 10 points. And Golden State, like we saw them do in other games where they've kept it close, getting active on the offensive glass, 6 offensive boards, They've got a 10-0 edge in second chance points, so that's helping them make up some ground as well. We'll also, before the third quarter resumes, tell you about the other NBA action that took place earlier this evening as a series was extended despite a devastating injury. And then we'll get you set for that second half as Alan and Jim chat with assistant coach Pablo Prigioni. Let's get to those highlights first. Minnesota back home after sweeping games 3 and 4 in the Bay tonight with a chance to close out this wounded Warriors squad and set their sights, it's strange to even say it, on a second straight Western Conference Finals berth. Anthony Edwards, he was the hero in that third quarter of Monday's Game 4, lighting up the Warriors defense with 16 in that frame. Tonight, as things got started, he was making plays on the other end of the floor.
Here's Kuminga on the attack, goes to the rim, did Ant get his second block of the game? He did, and he comes up with a loose ball. Up in the front court, matched up against Payton. Ant's 5 for 15 shooting when he goes one-on-one against Payton. Randall up top, here's Naz Reid on the run by Hield, lobs it inside, Jaden throws it down. The alley-oop from Naz to Jaden. Timberwolves by 5.
Naz connecting with Jaden, who went up high to throw it down, and later in that frame, Dante DiVincenzo and Rudy Gobert said, hey, that looks fun, we want in.
Under 2 to play in the first. Naz wing left to a cutting Dante. Down the lane, lobs it up. Rudy throws it home. The alley-oop from Dante to Rudy. It's a second alley-oop the Wolves have connected on here tonight.
8 points on a perfect 4 of 4 shooting in that first frame for Rudy Gobert. Add that to 3 first quarter rebounds. Might we start calling him closeout Rudy? We saw him with the dominant 27 and 24 in that Game 5 win in L.A., and he's putting together a somewhat similar performance here tonight. Not quite up there in terms of the boards just yet, but he has 11 on 5 of 5 shooting at the half. Timberwolves shot 60% from the field in that first quarter. They led by 7 after 1, 30-23. They then ballooned the lead as large as 9 just a few minutes into the second quarter, but the Warriors able to climb back into the contest thanks to Minnesota miscues.
It's got 3 rebounds. Naz has 4 to pace the way. Ant got his pocket pick. Buddy with a breakaway. And he will finish with a right-handed layup. Timeout, Chris Finch. 5:56 left to go in the first half. The Wolves' lead is 3.
Like we said, 10 first-half turnovers for the Timberwolves, but just as the Warriors got it to within a single possession, they were down just 3 with a little more than 4 minutes left in the half. Minnesota Mike came riding in to the rescue.
Cross-court, Podziemski, 3-ball, no. Jaden knocked him down after the shot. The Wolves collect the rebound.
Flop, that's why it wasn't a foul.
Here's Ant, left of the lane, drives in, off to McDaniels, into the paint, out to Mike, can he hit again? Oh yeah! 3 for 4 from long range for Mike Conley. He's putting the Wolves up 9 with 3 to go here in the first half. He knows how important closeout games are. Wolves have won 4 straight of those, trying to make it 5 tonight.
A personal 8-2 run from Mike Conley at that point, and as we said, a 17-5 Timberwolves burst over the final 3:44 of that second quarter. Mike Conley accounting for 10 of those 17 points. It's all good after 24 minutes. Timberwolves have a 62-47 cushion with 2 quarters in the books. We mentioned Mike Conley vintage performance in his 14 minutes, 4 of 5 from the field, 3 of 4 from deep, 11 points, 4 boards, and 4 dimes. Anthony Edwards, quiet in terms of the scoring, but led the way both with his 6 assists and 5 first-half rebounds, as well as 2 blocks and a steal, so we like that, even if he's not into double figures with just 6 points. Rudy Gobert has the 11 points and 3 rebounds, and Julius Randle set the tone in the opening half Monday with those 19. More of the same here tonight. A team-high 15 first-half points, 6 of 9 from the field, 2 of 5 from deep, and once again, he is our hot player of the half, brought to you as always by Standard Heating and Air Conditioning, providing the comfort you deserve since 1930. Visit them online at standardheating.com. So the Wolves put on a show in the first 2 quarters. Then we had Red Panda just wrap up here as our halftime entertainment. So fans enjoying anything and everything they've seen so far here at Target Center. We'll see if the Timberwolves can keep their foot on the gas pedal when the third quarter resumes. Before that, though, we'll pause. We'll come back. We'll tell you about other action earlier this evening in the NBA, specifically in Boston. Knicks looking to close out the Celtics. Did they do it? We'll tell you next on the Timberwolves Radio Network.
Postseason dunks, threes, buzzer beaters. There's so much NBA happening. I gotta keep up.
Whoa, take it easy there. There's a better way to NBA. All playoffs long.
Wait, really?
With the NBA app, you get real-time stats and scores for every playoff matchup. Witness playoff drama as it unfolds.
Wait, seriously?
Catch every bucket all in one place, all for free.
Where have you been all my life?
There's a better way to NBA. Download the app today. Available on the Google Play, Apple app, and Android stores.
As a business owner, you understand the importance of protecting your reputation, workplace, employees, and financial assets. Our team is ready to help yours by creating a custom lineup of industry-specific coverages and risk management service to help you stay at the top of your game. Contact your local Federated representative for more information today. Federated Insurance. It's our business to protect yours. Rated A+, superior by AM Best Company.
Wolves fans, this team is only getting better, and next season starts now.
Nas with it off to Ant. Drives in and hammers it through with a right hand.
Bring it with a full, half, or quarter season membership and get playoff priority, exclusive perks, and every can't-miss moment from Anthony Edwards.
It's Ant's time! He's taking over here in the fourth.
Don't wait. Head to Timberwolves.com/memberships to claim your seats.
Oh, the energy in the building right now is through the roof.
This copyrighted broadcast of the National Basketball Association may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the express written consent of the NBA.
You're listening to the Timberwolves Radio Network.
Timberwolves finished the first half with a flurry, a 17-5 run over the final 3:44 of the second quarter. Mike Conley accounting for 10 of those 17 points. He's got 11, 4, and 4 in his 14 first-half minutes. Rudy Gobert added 11 as well, and Julius Randle paced the way with 50 first-half points. The veterans are doing it all in that first half. They do not want this series to extend to a sixth game. It's been an unforgettable first 24 minutes here. You can buckle up for another unforgettable night when Rick Springfield brings the I Want My 80s tour to Treasure Island Resort and Casino. Relive the 80s with Jesse's Girl, Don't Talk to Strangers, and other Springfield classics, as well as hits from special guests John Waite, Wang Chung, and Paul Young. Come ready to rock when this all-star lineup hits the Treasure Island Amphitheater on Thursday, June 19th. Get your tickets at TICasino.com. Wolves up 15 here at the Target Center. Other action earlier this evening in the association. The Boston Celtics stave off elimination with a 127-102 win at home against the New York Knicks, despite not having Jason Tatum, as an MRI yesterday confirmed that ruptured Achilles that saw him go down in great anguish in the fourth quarter of Monday's loss. So the Celtics will try to force the series to a seventh game in Game 6 on Friday night at the Garden. Wolves up 15 here at the Target Center. We'll see if they can keep their foot on the gas pedal when third quarter action resumes after this on the Timberwolves Radio Network.
Two bands, one night. Bachman Turner Overdrive. The Marshall Tucker Band. Roll on down the Highway 2025 tour. Saturday, July 19th, live at the Treasure Island Amphitheater with special guest Jefferson Starship. A night of vintage PTO. A night of classic Marshall Tucker Band. Tickets on sale now at TICasino.com.
At Target, we're home court advantage for the hometown sports fans. And with the Timberwolves season in full gear, we're here to help you gear up and make your game day prep a slam dunk. Hear that? That's what you call a buzzer-beating three-pointer for the win. Time to dish up your famous nachos or put a full-court press on some jalapeno poppers. Then serve up some sweet desserts to celebrate the W. However you do game day, we're here for it at Target and Target.com.
You're listening to the Timberwolves Radio Network.
At the half, Timberwolves lead the Warriors in Game 5, 62-47. That's a 15-point lead. The offense is playing well. We're joined by assistant coach Pablo Prigioni. 20 assists on 25 made field goals. Pablo, yeah, there were some turnovers in there, 10 of them. But boy, when you guys weren't turning it over, the ball movement, the shot selection, all really good, yes?
Yeah, I mean, it all started with that pace. We have a great pace since the start right away. So, we got to take care of the ball, especially in transition. We have a couple turnovers that we can avoid. But other than that, I think we did a good job offensively.
Pablo, you know that you only get so many bites at the apple in these kind of playoff situations. Mike and Rudy stepping up with Julius as a veteran player. Your veterans have really showed up here in the first half.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, Mike was huge in this first half on both ends, right? Not only offensively. It's locking Buddy Hills, Rudy doing his job. I mean, Julius. But I think everybody brought something to the table. That's a great news.
As far as keys for the second half, more of the same in what we saw in the opening 24 minutes?
Yeah, I think we can do a better job on the glass. I know we gave up too many offensive rebounds. They have I don't know how many second chance points they have, but it looks like 10. It's too much. So we got to close those possessions a little bit better.
Pablo, appreciate it. Good luck second half.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Pablo Prigioni along with us here as we get set for the third quarter. Wolves find themselves in front by 15 points. Timberwolves basketball tonight brought to you in part by U.S. Bank. Proud to be the official bank of the Timberwolves. And by Sezzle, a 4-point play in the NBA. That's hard. Splitting your next Wolves purchase into 4 interest-free installments with Sezzle. That is easy. Download the Sezzle app today. Terms and conditions apply. Any keys for you in the second half, Jim?
Well, again, you look at the second chance points. I mean, that's what kept this Golden State Warrior team at all in the process here of trying to win a basketball game. The free throwing disparity is not as great as it could have been, but because think about how fast Golden State got into the bonus. Minnesota did a good job of not fouling with almost 8 minutes to go in the quarter when they got into the bonus. So I just think it's all the little things. It's playing with that same energy. It's just a matter of time if Minnesota can keep this up before they break Golden State.
62-47. We get set for the third quarter here. Warriors a little late breaking their huddle. Not long enough, however, to earn a delay of game violation or warning. Wolves will bring it up right to left here, and here we go in the second half. The Wolves 24 minutes away from doing something they haven't done in 21 years. That's close out a postseason series on the home floor. Trying to look for their 5th straight closeout victory in a row. Whistle and a foul against the Warriors right out of the first offensive possession for the Wolves. This one goes against Buddy Hield as he's trying to track down Anthony Edwards. Rudy Gobert off the inbound, right to left in the icon Midnight Navy uniforms. Ant doubled at midcourt, still able to get it to Rudy in the lane, out to Randall, to the corner McDaniels. Here comes the 3 ball, and he missed it off the heel. Podziemski the rebound. Jackson Davis battling with Rudy. They were throwing arms at one another. Butler open in the corner. That 3 ball's offline, and the Timberwolves have the rebound.
Did you see how cautiously Jaden closed out to Jimmy Butler that time for the pump fake and didn't get a foul call that time? Yep. Great defense by Jaden.
Here's Mike, got airborne, his pass inside, deflected and turned over. Podziemski comes back the other way. Heel to the corner, right back to a cutting. Podziemski lay in good with the left hand.
They're going to try to turn Minnesota over here. The pressure.
11 turnovers so far for Minnesota.
Unbelievable.
Randall will drift to the left side. 15 points on an efficient 6 of 9 shooting. He takes Jackson Davis into the paint, spins, falls away, and hits again. 7 of 10 shooting, 17 for Julius. He's just in such a rhythm offensively. You can see how confident he is in that shot and going into his movements. He's just getting whatever he wants. Butler to the right side. Podziemski off the Trace Jackson Davis screen. Pops on a 3 ball and hits his 3rd 3 of the game. It's the first time in the series he's hit 3 threes in a game. He's 3 of 5 from distance. 64-52. Edwards quiet the first half scoring, 6 points, but he had 6 assists, which led to 17 Minnesota points. Mike knocks down another 3. He has no plans on going back to San Francisco. He's 4 of 5 from beyond the arc. Draymond with it against Jaden McDaniels. Now Butler quickly works on Randall. Good help from McDaniels. Forces a kick out to Draymond. Now Butler, here's the booze, top of the key, working against Randall down the right side of the lane, skids to a stop, pivots once, twice, now the ball away, off window, no, and Rudy Gobert's got the rebound. Jimmy's just 2 of 7 shooting, hit ahead, Randall, baseline drive, the defense collapses to the corner, McDaniels, now the trailer Ant up top, 3 ball, he rattles it in. Perfect ball movement from inside to outside. Mike Conley making the extra pass. 70-52, Wolves by 18, their largest lead of the night. Podziemski, top of the key, knifes his way in the paint, tried to drop it off for Jackson Davis, deflected out of bounds. 11 to shoot for Golden State. .62% shooting and 10 threes to 41% shooting and 5 threes for Golden State. Podziemski snaps off the inbound. Jackson Davis is right back to Podziemski, now whistle and a foul against Anthony Edwards. Before we get back to action, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification all across the Minnesota Timberwolves radio network.
Wolves and Warriors in Game 5. Heard now on the audio home for the Minnesota Timberwolves and Lynx, iHeartRadio, and FM 100.3 KFXN, Minneapolis, St. Paul. The Fan. Presented locally by TimberTech.
Jim Peterson, Alan Horton along with you. Target Center for Game 5. Cal Soderquist, our studio host and executive producer. Mike Weber, our engineer. Statistician, Super Dave Hanlon, and Mike Greenbaum, our broadcast coordinators. Alex Leibold, Ben Haney, glad you're along with us on the flagship. 100.3 FM, KFAN, The Fan, all across the Timberwolves radio network. Butler got free off the inbound for a two-handed flush. Mike comes back the other way up the center of the floor, lobs it right wing, and airmailed the pass for Anthony Edwards. Turnover number 12. Wolves have turned it over 41 times in the last 2 games. They've got 12 more tonight. Draymond with it. 2-man game with Buddy Hield. Hand off to Hield. He'll rise up for the left side 3. That rims off, and Rudy just kind of batted that rebound. I thought it was to a teammate, but it ended up going right out of bounds.
Buddy has not hit a 3 in this game yet. Warriors, as a team, have only hit 5 of 22. Minnesota has 10 makes, all of them assisted, by the way.
The man who struggled the most from the three-point line has 3 of their 5 three-pointers. Brandon Podziemski, Draymond, Hield, right angle. Buddy cut off by Julius Randle. Shot clock winding down. A little up and under move for Hield's got to run it up from 15. No, Rudy finally secures the rebound, and then he is fouled. And they tried to outlet it. Buddy Hield is saying all ball.
All ball, but he's pushing him out of bounds.
He's the only one saying that.
Yeah.
Hield commits his 4th personal foul. Wolves still have their starting 5 out there. Conley, Edwards, McDaniels, Randle, and Gobert. Last 3 games, this starting lineup, a plus 26 in 43 minutes. They've been really effective. And with it, he's got Podziemski in jail, on his hip, in the paint. Off to McDaniels, hanging out in the dunker spot. He rises and hammers. Back to an 18-point Wolves lead with 8:25 left to go in the 3rd. And 72-54 Minnesota here in Game 5 on the Timberwolves Radio Network.
When it comes to watching the game, it's always nice to sit and savor a delicious snack. And Jack Link's Protein Snacks always hits the shot. Jack Link's beef jerky is made with 100% beef that's simply seasoned and hardwood smoked to deliver a mouth-watering, flavorful, good source of protein, convenient snack. Jack Link's, the official protein snack of the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Hey Timberwolves fans, ready to score big with Wolves gear without breaking the bank? Let me introduce you to Sezzle and the Pay in 4 program. With Sezzle, you can split your payments into 4 easy, interest-free installments on all your Wolves purchases. From jerseys and hoodies to courtside seats, Sezzle has got you covered. Wherever you shop, however you rep the Wolves. Download the Sezzle app and get started today. Sezzle, the official jersey patch sponsor of the Timberwolves. Subject to approval, see terms and conditions at Sezzle.com.
No matter who you are or what you do, there's a Ford vehicle that can help you own the day. Make life on the go a walk in the park with the new Ford Explorer. Become the MVP of the work site with the unrivaled performance of a new built Ford Tough F-Series truck, the best-selling trucks in America. Or discover what it really means to adventure in the great outdoors with the new Bronco Sport. Whether it's for work or play, there's a Ford with a great deal waiting at your local Northland Ford dealers. Don't wait. Get behind the wheel of a new Ford today. Based on calendar year total sales.
Looking for a next-level way to bring your crew together? A Minnesota Lynx game is the perfect spot for your group. Whether it's a workouting, youth team night, birthday bash, or celebration, groups get discounted tickets, block seating, and a shout-out on the big screen, plus access to exclusive fan experiences like high-fiving the team, watching warm-ups, or even playing on the Lynx court. Don't just watch the action, be part of it. Lock in your group now at lynxbasketball.com/groups and make memories that last way past the final buzzer.
Straight games. The last time Golden State lost 3 in a row in a postseason series, you have to go back to the 2016 NBA Finals. It's the finals that Draymond Green would likely like to forget. Remember, that was the one the Warriors were up 3-1. Yeah. Draymond lost his cool, got suspended for a game. Golden State lost 3 in a row. Cleveland coming back from a 3-1 series deficit. Golden State, the last time they lost 4 in a row in a series, you have to go all the way back to 1972. They won the opening game against Milwaukee, then got swept the final 4 games. So 72 to 1925, you're talking like 50 years, 50-plus years. It's not very often you beat a team 4 straight times. And obviously the Steph Curry injury plays a very large part in that, and Anthony Edwards was asked about not being able to compete against his good friend.
Trust me, man, I wish he could be out there to play against him, no matter how it goes. But yeah, just from working out with him in the summer, that's what I told him after I hit a Tracy. Because he told me I had missed one. He was like, you weren't going to make that. You was too open. And I was like, I ain't going to never stop shooting him. I learned that from you this summer. So, yeah, man, he's the greatest shooter of all time. So I would definitely love to compete against him, man. But, you know, he got hurt, unfortunately, and I hope he gets better.
He might be the greatest shooter of all time, but Anthony Edwards may have picked up a couple of things about that shooting, because Ant had one of the most prolific three-point shooting seasons in NBA history. 320 beyond the arc threes. Buddy Hield, did it get deflected? It did. Into the backcourt, he tracks it down. Golden State with it, now 3 to shoot. Draymond fires on a 3, that circles out. Rudy snares the rebound. Ant, by the way, 9 points, but 8 assists in this game. His playoff career high is 9. He's done that 4 times.
8 assists for 22 points.
Ooh. Ant drive, kick out pass deflected, stolen. Kuminga on the run with Mike Conley back. Kuminga then lost it on the dribble, scooped up by Buddy Hield. Golden State maintains possession. The Wolves stop a fast break opportunity. Jimmy Butler, quick move baseline to McDaniels. He draws a foul. I mean, Jimmy's so smart. That whole play is made possible by him going quickly baseline and catching Jaden just a little bit, a half step slow.
That move right there, I mean, you know you play off the catch like that, you get the defender before you can square up and get in front of you. It's one of the things in his playbook and how he gets to the free throw line.
Free throw is good for Butler. He has just not been himself the last, well, really back to the 4th quarter of Game 3 when he had 33 points and there were still 8 minutes left to play. Yeah. And then he didn't score again. Yeah. And was a -30 in Game 4. He's a -22 tonight. I mean, it's getting tough to keep track of how minus he has been. That's now a -62 in his last 2+ games. Julius Randle went left after Butler hit a pair, and Green fouls him from across the lane. And Draymond's probably had enough of guarding Julius Randle. Julius has shot 53% when Draymond Green's been the primary defender. That's pretty impressive against a guy who's shut down a lot of people.
A lot of people, and takes pride in it, and he's been great this year doing the very thing we're talking about.
Dante with it against Buddy Hield, right side of the floor, tries in to face the pass, turns around and the shot hits it. And Dante playing with all sorts of confidence tonight. It's up to 7 points, 3 assists. He's got a rebound. He's hit 3 of 4 shots. 74-56, lob inside Butler, over the shoulder catch to a cutting Draymond, up strong on Rudy, missed the shot. The 2 free throws coming up.
You know, you think about Draymond Green in this series, he's been, I would say for the most part, on his best behavior. He had the one outburst. He thought he was being persecuted, but you think outside of that, I mean, you haven't really noticed him much. He did, hit a flurry of threes in the first half of Game 1 when they beat Minnesota. I thought that was a pretty important stretch, too. I mean, that was the one where those threes that he hit in that first half, Alan, were big-time separators in that game that kind of, I'm not saying it gave them the separation they needed, but they were very important in terms of demoralizing Minnesota in that game.
Game 1, Draymond had 18 points, 8 boards, 6 assists, and 2 steals. He hasn't come close to that kind of production in the last 4 games now. This free throw, offensive rebound, and a 3-ball for Brandon Pajemski. Was it a 2? He was just inside the arc. So Pajemski having his best game of the series, got 16 points. 3 of 5 from distance, 6 of 12 from the field. And the front court with the Wolves up 74-59. And pressure by Kuminga, 6 to shoot, baseline. Ant rises up, sets up Rudy against Hield inside, turns, missed the shot off the glass. Randall with an offensive rebound. Julius Holtz, mid-post left side. With Butler on, a little shake and bake. Now into the paint, the one-footed, he dragged the pivot foot. Turnover.
He wanted that one. He had Jimmy on his back that time and trying to do his thing.
He didn't have the rhythm that he had, when he gets it at the top of the key and goes into wherever he's going to go. Julius with his 4th turnover of the game. He's had a host of turnovers, too. Last check, he had 3. Green lobs it to Butler, left side. The block against Dante. Back to Green, free throw line jumper, short. Offensive rebound, Buddy Hield. Back out to Pajemski. They'll use the Green pick. It's wide open. He's going to fire on the 3 and hit again. 4 of 6 from long range for Brandon Pajemski.
Golden State Warrior fans are saying this would have been a little bit more helpful in these last 3 games that we played.
74-62. It's a 12-point game. Dante beats Pajemski off the dribble, gets to the cup, and there's nobody there. Lay in for Dante. Give him 2 more. He's up to 9. Pajemski back the other way. Bottled up inside. Kuminga catch and shoot. Right wing 3. Long off the heel. Hield with an offensive rebound. His pass out stolen by Jaden McDaniels. And then Jaden is fouled coming up the floor. Possibly a transition take foul. That's what the Wolves are calling for.
There were Warriors up ahead of Jaden that time. Kuminga and Pajemski both had sprinted up the floor.
I think you could still have defenders clear path versus transition.
That's true. No, that's true. You're right. I feel like Buddy Hield was kind of going for the steal as well, but got fouled multiple times. Draymond fouled him. Buddy fouled him.
John Goebel's the crew chief, reffing his 144th playoff game tonight. James Williams in his 15th year, 73rd career playoff game. And Sean Wright, the umpire, in his 20th season, 99th.
Very career playoff game. Where has he been all game long? He's only played 3 minutes in his game.
I have not understood that. He played actually pretty well last game and only played 13 minutes. Rudy inside, throws down the hammer with the right hand. And Steve Kerr all the way on the floor calls a timeout.
Rudy has had great hands tonight. He makes sure he's got that one. He's got Jimmy between he and the basket, but Jimmy's under the basket. And Rudy just got the handle on the basketball and just threw that thing through the halo. Man, that was fun.
Give Dante the dime, his 4th. The Wolves are up 16 with 5 to go in the 3rd. Timeout Golden State on the Timberwolves Radio Network.
Welcome to the NBA playoffs. The moment we've all been waiting for is here.
The fans now on the edge of their seats.
It's time to stay locked in to every single moment. Because you never know when history will be made. When it's win or go home, every moment matters. So don't miss a thing. NBA playoffs presented by Google continues on ABC, ESPN, and TNT.
Hello, this is Jan at Toyota.
Hi, Jan. Is now a good time to get a new Toyota?
It is. We like to say your summer starts here at your Toyota dealer. Now through June 2nd, we have a great selection of Camrys, Corollas, Tundras, and more.
Your summer starts here. I'm a pet sitter, and business is way up as people enjoy their new Toyotas. Stop, Master, and Goldie is not dinner. Your summer starts here.
Dealer inventory may vary. See your participating Toyota dealer for details.
Toyota, let's go places.
All right, it's Cal Soderquist with another scoreboard update. A final from earlier in Boston. Celtics force a Game 6 back at Madison Square Garden coming up Friday night after tonight's 127-102 bounce-back victory. Derek White led the way with 24. Peyton Pritchard added 17, and Boston gets an inspiring shorthanded effort after yesterday's MRI confirmed a ruptured Achilles for star Jason Tatum. Should be a lot of fun at the Garden Friday night for that Game 6. Looking ahead to tomorrow night, we'll be in Denver, where the Nuggets hope to avoid elimination. They'll host the Oklahoma City Thunder after the Thunder have won back-to-back contests in that series, so they have the 3-2 lead, chance to close it out on the road. Nuggets guard Jamal Murray says despite the deficit, they're still confident.
Yeah, it sucks. It's sports, man. But the greatest thing is in a day and a half, we get to come back. We're going to go play the game in Denver, and then we get to come back. And we just got to keep that mindset. Like, it's not like we're playing a bad brand of basketball. It's not like we're playing selfish. I just think it comes down to getting a couple stops to win the game, and they've been doing a good job of executing down the stretch. Yeah, we'll be better.
Again, that Game 6 from Denver tomorrow night. Nuggets with a victory would obviously force a Game 7. That would take place Sunday afternoon, meaning if the Wolves get this win here, they would get an extra couple days off. Still plenty of business to settle, though. This update brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Let's go places. Back to Alan and Jim.
All right, Cal, thank you. 5:05 left to go in the third. It's 78-62. The Wolves are up by 16 points. Timberwolves basketball tonight brought to you in part by Treasure Island Resort Casino. Book your stay now, TICasino.com. And brought to you by Eclipse. Want to arrive at a Timberwolves game in your very own limo? Just contact Eclipse Transportation. You can make reservations by going to EclipseCars.com. Timberwolves scoring it well, 78 points. Shooting it well, 64% from the field, 10 of 22 from distance. That's 46%. And the Wolves defense has been solid in this series. Only giving up 62 points, 40% shooting, and 24% from beyond the arc. Plus, they forced 9 Golden State turnovers. Pajemski got airborne, threw it away. Dante DiVincenzo comes up with the 10th Golden State turnover. Jaden wing right, back to Dante, up top to Ant. Edwards against Pajemski, left-handed dribble into the paint, a lob to Rudy, he'll throw it down. It's the third alley-oop of the night for the Wolves offense. And they continue to hammer the Warriors inside. A plus 16 in the paint tonight. Pajemski backs it out. He's got Rudy Gobert on him, crosses him up, drives into the paint, and Brandon gets his shot blocked. That's what happens when you try to isolate Rudy Gobert. Kuminga, corner three, in and out, no. Rudy the rebound. Here's Dante up to the center of the floor. Santos got knocked down. Oh, Peyton picked the pocket of Dante DiVincenzo, and now a foul coming back up the floor. It's going to go against the Timberwolves. It's against Rudy Gobert. This might be a transition take foul. Rudy's familiar with those. That's what Quinn Snyder preached before. That's why the rule came in the league, because the Utah Jazz, year in and year out, were committing more take fouls than any team in the league. Mike Conley, Joe Ingles, Rudy Gobert. Yes, man. I don't think Rudy actually was a part of too many of those.
Trying to exploit the rules, man. James Harden did it for years. In other ways.
Right. The evil Quinn Snyder.
Boy, he used to be the mad scientist. I think is the bloom off the rose with Quinn a little bit? Do you think he's got the same sort of stature coaching-wise?
Probably not. No, probably not. And you have to wonder, he only missed half a season. He jumps right back into the first opportunity that became available. Off the back iron for Kuminga. The rebound comes down to Pat Spencer. Back to Kuminga. He'll line up the 3-ball and stroke it. 80-66. I always just kind of questioned why he went back so quickly, especially to a team that has such not a great track record and was sort of, I think, destined for this kind of next 3 seasons.
Exactly right. It was not a great roster, and the front office was a little bit lacking to experience.
And down the lane, rises up, tries to draw the contact, didn't get the whistle, but Julius cleans it up and lays it off the window for 2.
More points in the paint for Minnesota, shooting it at a very high level.
I don't think I've ever seen that before. Santos inbounded the basketball with one hand while helping Draymond Green up off the floor, who was out of bounds. I wonder if by extension that's an illegal inbound.
Contamination?
Yes. Forcing a miss. The Wolves come back the other way. Anthony Edwards sitting at 9 points and 9 assists, tying his postseason career high. He'll drive it late, steps through, up off glass, got it. 11 for Ant. 84-66, under 3 to go here in the third. Pat Spencer spins to the right side of the floor, matched up against Anthony Edwards. Now Draymond back to Kuminga wing right. Kuminga will back it out. He's come off the bench and scored 15 points on 15 shot attempts. Now he drives and lays it in with the left hand. Good burst of speed from Jonathan Kuminga. 84-68, timeout on the floor. 16-point Timberwolves lead, 2:40 left to play. So the Wolves have gotten it done offensively, but they've also got it done defensively in this series. The first 3 games of this series, the Wolves held the Warriors to under 100 points, something they've now done in 6 of their 9 postseason games. You know who's been a big part of it, especially in this series? Ask Chris Finch about the defense from Julius Randle.
Yeah, he's been great. Game plan execution has been excellent. You know, we have him on a lot of different matchups. Each one requires a different focus. He's rebounded the ball well. He's played without fouling. He's played with the physicality. You know, all that stuff is, you know, stuff that he brings to the table for us, and it's doing a great job right now.
When Julius is the primary defender, the Warriors are shooting 38%. That's 9 percentage points lower than expected. He's defending 11 shots a game. And when Julius is on the floor, his defensive rating, extremely solid. And he's not only shown that he's having himself a wonderful offensive postseason, but I think the defense has been right there as well.
He's so underrated. I'm just wondering how all of this is going to impact Julius Randle's offseason. Does he opt out? Does he opt in? Does he get a big deal from somebody else? I mean, like, what happens to Julius Randle?
It's a fascinating question.
I mean, seriously.
I mean, that's what makes this league so great, is there are so many questions like that.
Redemption for Julius Randle.
Right. A lot of teams have a lot of questions. 84-68 out of the timeout. The Wolves have it right to left. Dante in the corner, a 3-ball on its way, and he splashes that one down. Right. Dante's 5 of 6 shooting tonight, 2 of 3 from deep. He's played really well, his best game of the series so far. Pat Spencer, his shot attempt gets blocked. Here's Ant into the paint, circles around, and a double dribble on Edwards. And commits his 5th turnover of the game. Number 16 on the Wolves as a team. Spencer will bring it up off the back screen by Jimmy Butler. Free throw line extended now. Flips it out to Draymond Green. Green to Kuminga, wing right. Sees it on the line for the Warriors. Kuminga into the paint, bodies up on Randle, fades on the jumper. There's some of that terrific defense by Julius Randle. Physical, yet stayed away from fouling him. Off the inbound, coming across midcourt, Dante feeds it to Julius, almost stolen by Kuminga. The ball does go out of bounds.
Just not a lot of firepower for this Warriors team.
Ant sidesteps to his left, fires on the 3 and hits it right off the inbound. Well, the Wolves wanted to inbound. I think Steve Kerr was trying to stall to see if maybe he wanted to challenge that. Ant is 4 of 5 on his 3 balls tonight. And over and back.
Buddy Hield didn't get back into the front court as Draymond Green was hitting him. I think Minnesota's getting ready to break this Warriors team. They are making a lot of mistakes right now. They have really no firepower off their bench. I mean, Kuminga's 7 of 16. He's got 17 points. The rest are just 1 for 4. So nobody else really adding anything from the Warriors bench.
Gary Payton is in. Steve Kerr was hopping up and down on the floor because Gary Payton was back halfway up the tunnel. I don't know how he could hear his head coach from there, but he had to come running back. He goes immediately onto the floor. I don't know where he was headed and why. Bulls on a 16-6 burst here over the last 4 minutes. And now a foul against Buddy Hield as Dante DiVincenzo took a run from the left wing towards the paint. That's number 5 on Buddy.
Steph Curry is making me rethink who should have won MVP this year. Seriously. I mean, Nikola Jokic, obviously, if they didn't have Nikola Jokic in Denver, they'd be in dire straits. I feel like in OKC, they could still get by without Shea and be a decent team. But what Steph has meant, this is a completely different basketball team without Steph Curry.
Yeah.
It's just unbelievable what a difference that guy makes.
1 out of 2 for Dante at the line. 91-68. Warriors bring it up left to right. Here's Gary Payton, wing left, guarded by DiVincenzo. Now Butler with it off a Draymond Green pick. Switches on to Nasri. Jimmy with a left-handed dribble in the paint. Runs it up in the right hand. It's off the back iron. No. And Julius Randle collects the rebound. It's grab and go up the center of the floor. Julius going coast to coast. Lays it in with the left hand. He's doing it all. 21 points, 6 rebounds, 4 dimes. Wolves by 25, 93-68. Wolves have now led by 20 or more in 3 of the last 4 games.
Wolves shooting 66.7%.
Wow. That is breaking the Golden State #1 ranked defense since Jimmy Butler came aboard.
12 of 24.
They've just figured it out.
Yep.
And they struggled against it in game 1. I think seeing a Laker defense for 5 games and then seeing a Warrior defense in game 1, I think that was a big adjustment, a big shock to the system.
I agree.
But they figured it out, and they figured it out pretty quick.
Jimmy Butler's just looked ordinary in this series. He's not looked great at all.
Wolves have in the front court after a couple of free throws by Buddy Hield. Julius Randle throws it away, trying to lob it to Dante DiVincenzo. Well, they say it was deflected, so it'll stay Wolves basketball.
This is just another clinic in the third quarter by Minnesota. Putting on a clinic. Last ball game. I mean, the offensive and defensive rating for Minnesota last ball game. 162.5 offensive, 70.8 defensive, a 91.7 net rating last game. What's it going to be this game?
A 5-second call. So the Wolves got the deflection, so they didn't turn it over, but then they couldn't inbound the basketball, and they do turn it over. That is 7 turnovers here in the third.
But they've shot 13 of 16 for 81%. They can afford a turnover or 2 here.
Maybe even 7. Draymond to the corner. Gary Payton. Did see an offensive foul on Jimmy Butler. Brandon Podziemski's going to come back in the game. Buddy Hield will sit down. 5 fouls in 30 minutes. 0 of 4 from distance for Buddy Hield. Wolves bring it up here. 30 seconds left to go in the third quarter. They're up by 23. They started the frame up 15. And spins away from Kuminga. Now picked up by Podziemski. Beats him off the dribble with the left hand. In the paint, steps through. Up off glass. Tough shot. No. Podziemski the rebound. 15 seconds left. They'll cross the timeline. They'll burn a little clock. Wolves don't have a foul to give. 6 seconds left now with 5. It's Kuminga on the logo against Nikhil. The right-handed dribble. He'll stop, shove off, create the 15-footer, and hit it at the buzzer. Jonathan Kuminga, 2 more. He's got 19 off the bench. Well, the Wolves lead by 21 with 12 minutes left to play. Trying to close out the Warriors in 5. They're up 3 games to 1. Fourth and final quarters coming up next here on the Minnesota Timberwolves Radio Network.
The NBA playoffs have arrived, and if you're not in the building, you're missing out.
Up top, and he'll take off down the lane. He'll throw it down with the right hand.
Feel the energy. Ride the run. Grab your playoff tickets right now at Timberwolves.com/playoffs.
As a business owner, do you have a game plan in place to stay focused on safety and preventing claims? Let our team help support your business. Federated Insurance offers a customizable lineup of industry-specific coverages and risk management services to help you continue your winning streak. At Federated Mutual Insurance Company, it's our business to protect yours. Rated A+ Superior by AM Best Company.
At U.S. Bank, when they say they're in it with you, they mean it. Not just for the good stuff, the grand openings and celebrations, although those are pretty great, but for all the hard work it took to get there, the fine-tuning of goals, the managing of cash and workflows, and decision-making. They're in to help you through all of it, because together they're proving day in and day out that there is nothing as powerful as the power of us. Visit usbank.com to get started today. Equal housing lender, member FDIC, copyright 2024, U.S. Bank.
performing the album Morning View in its entirety, plus the hits. Saturday, July 5th, the Treasure Island Amphitheater. With special guest Manchester Orchestra. On sale now at TICasino.com. Don't miss Incubus performing Morning View in its entirety, plus the hits.
Searching for your next night out? The Lynx are bringing the energy all season long.
Here's Collier going to work again in the paint.
Single game tickets are on sale now. Visit lynxbasketball.com/tickets and get to our house for the biggest moments.
You're listening to the Timberwolves Radio Network.
NBA.com.
12 minutes up on the scoreboard. Fourth and final quarter about to get underway. The Timberwolves up 3-1. Lead the Golden State Warriors by a score of 93-72 as we go to the fourth. Up 21. The Wolves dominated third quarter of game 4, 39-17. They win the third quarter tonight, 31-25. And any hopes, and it was a 15-point game at the half, and there's still time left, but the Wolves really put their foot down, I think sent the message that, hey, there's going to be no Golden State run, at least here in the third. They put themselves in a really good position once again.
And the way they did it, the efficiency offensively, and the way they've been scoring in the paint at a high level. I mean, 26 of 33 in the paint. That's pretty good efficiency for Minnesota. Doesn't get much better than that.
Ant has 9 assists. Those have led to 24 points. He's also got 14.
Are you stunned by Jimmy Butler in this game? Boy, I know he's been sick, but
he's
in
been
this
sick,
series,
the hip injury, I think it's just not a great post for catch and shoot three right side. 93-75. I mean, I kind of expected him to be more like game 2, game 3, and he has not been the same since that fourth quarter of game 3. Golden State will zone up. The Wolves will work it to the right side of the floor. Randall on the run into the lane. Out to Conley up top. Mike will fire on a 3. It's off front rim now. Mike had been 4 of 5 on his threes. He's got 4 threes. Ant's got 4. 2 for Dante. 2 for Julius. Butler posting up on Nas Reed. Out top. It's Quentin Post. Hand off to Moses Moody, who's in the game. Has really struggled in this series. He missed the shot, but a tip foul for Guy Santos.
Here we go with this again.
11 to play, 93-77. Timberwolves by 16.
Put this lineup out here at the beginning of the quarter, see if they can get something done.
Conley holds up top. It's on the shot clock off the Nas screen. Now Julius with it. No crossover, zip it underneath. Nas has got it, bangs with post, hesitates, pivots. Now up with the right hand, got it. Nifty finish.
Unbelievable finish by Nas Reed. Impossible. Swirling dervish under the basket.
Found the space to squeeze off the shot. Felt like a big bucket, too. Here's Post up top, straight away on the 3. Yikes. Never did hit the rim. Comes clanging off the glass. Julius with it. Head-to-head to Jaden. Got those steps. Bangs into Bojevsky, who goes down like a cheap chair. And the ball pops free. Santos able to save it. Told you. Bojevsky would go down on that play. Bojevsky drops it back. Santos with a straightaway look at the 3. It's off the back iron, off the rim again. Tapped around. Finally controlled by Mike Conley. Here comes Mike up the floor. Feeds Randall on the run against Santos. He'll dive into the cup. And it's like Santos isn't even there. Julius unfazed by Santos, who's got a little bit of size to him. He's 6'7", 220. Left side triple is up and in for Moses Moody. Moses Moody had been 1 for his last 19 in the postseason over the last 5+ games.
How about 10 of 13 for Julius? 7 rebounds, 5 assists, 23 points. Unreal.
Super efficient. Mike spins away from Julius Randle, now gives it back. Randle in rhythm, fires on the 3. It's off front, ram, off iron, and into the waiting arms of Quentin Post. Moody taking Conley off the dribble, gets to the cup and lays it in, and he drew a foul, so a 3-point opportunity for Moses Moody.
Gave a shot of energy. I mean, he's been pretty efficient here, coming in 3 minutes, 2 of 3. He's got 5 points, got a chance to add to it.
And Rudy was part of that group. He was part of that group in the fourth quarter. He ended up going to plus 11 in 7 minutes in that fourth quarter of Game 4. Hits the free throw here, 97-83. Bulls led by as many as 25. It is a 14-point game. Jaden stopped a pop-off glass, missed it. Nas had the rebound, lost it. Butler scoops it up. Here comes Podziemski on the move. Left to right here, spins on Conley. Hesitates, goes up and banks it in. What a shot. And this is very much a ball game, 97-85. Podziemski didn't have numbers and didn't care. Got away from Conley, and then Naz Reid was hunting for the rejection. Somehow, Brandon Podziemski still got the shot off. Wolves will have it when we come back. 8:50 left to go in the fourth. The 25-point lead is down to 12 on the Timberwolves Radio Network.
Hey, Wolves fans, listen up. Step up your shoe game this season with Trade Home Shoes, your Minnesota-based, employee-owned retailer. Trade Home Shoes has on-trend footwear for the entire family. Brands like New Balance, Hoka, On, Birkenstock, Rival Shoes, and more. With over a century of experience in 130 locations nationwide, Trade Home Shoes is where generations meet comfort and style. Trade Home Shoes. Enjoy life. Feet first.
Rosie here, plugging you into safety, service, and innovation. Edison Electric has been serving the Minneapolis and St. Paul area since 2007 and specializes in residential service, meaning they help you with all your home's electrical needs. From troubleshooting to panel replacements, they leave your home safer than when they arrived and provide 5-star service every time. Go to calledison.com for upfront pricing on all the residential electrical services in Minneapolis. That's calledison.com.
Chanhassen Dinner Theaters brings you its most popular show of all time, Grease. You'll hear all your favorite hits from the Broadway musical and the movie. Join the whole gang at Rydell High. We'll sing, we'll dance, we'll bring you back to high school life in the 50s. Poodle skirts, bobby socks, the soda shop, and drive-in movies. Grease. It'll rock your socks off. Order your tickets today. Visit chanhassendt.com.
Yeah. Hey, look, a W is a W. And thanks to our FVP batteries in the lineup, we're playing up to our potential. I mean, you saw it out there today. What I'm loving about this FVP battery right now is the consistency. Day in, day out. I mean, no drama. Great work ethic with tremendous upside. I said this before. You've got to be a self-starter in this league. That's why FVP is my MVP. Automotive batteries from FVPparts.com. You got to reach for what works.
Next question.
The Warriors aren't done yet. They're within 12. They've cut the 25-point deficit down to a 97-85 12-point differential. 8:50 left to play. Draymond Green talked after last game about how health is so important in any team's deep playoff run.
When you're competing for championships or trying to, the most important thing you can have on your side is health. You start getting a month, 2.5 months longer into this already long season, and injuries are.
Did I cut off Draymond myself over here? Now we'll get back to Draymond in a second. You were tired. You sabotaged it, didn't you?
I wanted to hear more. I was very interested.
I'm not sure what happened there. I think my new and improved ergonomically correct mouse, which is one of the greatest things I've ever gotten.
That thing is unreal.
I know. It's great, though.
What does that side button do?
I haven't quite figured it out. There's a roller on the side. There's extra buttons here. It's great for my hand, though. Wolves have it out of the timeout. Driving in is Randall. The cup missed the layup too strong. The rebound tapped around. Pajemski's got it. Timberwolves led by 25 with 54 seconds left to go in the third. Golden State has gone 17-4 since. Santos, free throw line, back to the basket, out to Pajemski, working against Dan, fakes right, comes left, runs it to Dante DiVincenzo, Santos inside, post, fumbled it, lost it, out of bounds. And he slams the ball off the floor twice, both times catching it on the way back up.
Every time I see Guy Santos, I think he looks like Anderson Varejao. I always think, is Anderson Varejao out there? And I know he's not, but
there are some similarities.
Reminiscent.
Yes.
Not nearly as big as Varejao.
And got fouled coming across midcourt. Sideline out of bounds here for Minnesota with 8:11 left to go in the game. Bulls are up by 12. And runs away from Moses Moody in the paint, steps through, up with the right hand, got it to drop in. 16 points for Edwards. Pajemski weaves his way around the perimeter, drops it back for post, who throws it right wing. Pajemski had left that area, but Butler happened to be there to scoop it up. Down the corner, Pajemski fakes the three, drives on Rudy, hangs and kicks out, post lines up the triple try, off the back iron. Santos taps the rebound out, Pajemski's got it. Spinning, off to Moody, who up fakes Rudy, now drives to the cup, missed the layup, point blank. Jimmy battling on the boards. He draws a loose ball foul.
I really feel like Jimmy Butler, if you watch it, he's holding Jaden McDaniels as the drive happens, and then he gets the offensive rebound, but he was following Jaden McDaniels. Ant comes over and gives Jimmy the business that time and fouls him hard.
First free throw is good for Jimmy Butler. Six-time All-Star, five-time All-Defense, five-time All-NBA. Jimmy Butler been to the finals twice with Miami in 2020 and then in 2023 where they lost to Denver. Second free throw good, 12-point game once again. Julius Randle left angle, works against Santos. Into the paint with a strong right-handed dribble, switches the left hand, the scoop to the hoop. Nope, they'll wave off the shot attempt. That's an offensive foul against Julius Randle. Randle commits his 8th offensive foul of the postseason.
Big time elbow that time into Santos's face.
Santos is still down. Referees are huddling up, and they now will take a look at it. It felt like Santos was looking. Now he's getting helps up, but he's fine now.
Trigger on the floor to see the foul meets the criteria for a flagrant foul.
That's John Goebel, the 18th year crew chief. It felt like Santos was staying down until they said we'll take a look at it. You see the replay here.
It's a basketball play.
It's a basketball play. He takes some contact, but there's nothing malicious or unnecessary or excessive about that. 7:19 left to go in the fourth. Timberwolves 99, Golden State 87. They've already ruled this as an offensive foul. They're just trying to see if it's anything more.
He's just trying to be strong with the basketball as he goes up with his left hand. Trying to drop step back to the left-hand jump hook, and his right elbow catches Santos in the jaw. It's a basketball play. I don't think it's a flagrant foul, but what Minnesota needs to concern themselves with here is the disparity on the offensive glass. I mean, it's a 22-2 second chance points advantage. And then
after review, there is no wind-up or follow-through when the impact occurs on the offensive foul of Randle. Therefore, the encore ruling stays as an offensive foul.
So no upgrade to a possible flagrant. It'll be Golden State basketball down by 12.
Rebounding is a concern and trying to defend without fouling. 16 of 19 for the Warriors from the free throw line. Just 5 of 7 for Minnesota. So, I mean, 9 more makes and then 20 more points off second chance points for Golden State.
So the run is 19-6 in favor of Golden State since they were down by 25 late in the third quarter, under a minute to play. Warriors have a chance to get this to 10, possibly single digits. Moody tries a 3, drains it. It's a 9-point game. 3 possessions. 99-90. And the run, 22-6. Crowd trying to get the Wolves going here in the fourth. Ant with a pull-up left side three. Rattles that one in. That's big time. It's a big-time answer. Back to a 12-point lead, but the work is not done. Podziemski probes, backs it out. Pump fakes the three. Post with it. Hand off to Butler. That gets blown up by Jaden McDaniels. He's off to the races. Down the lane. The slam with the right hand. Jaden the steal and the coast-to-coast slam. And the Wolves go back up by 14 with 6:36 left. Jaden McDaniels if you need him. He's done a little bit of everything in this postseason. He's been tremendous. Time out on the floor. We step aside from Target Center in Game 5 with the Wolves trying to close out the Warriors. They lead it by 14 on the Timberwolves radio network.
Wolves fans, this team is only getting better, and next season starts now.
Nas with it off to Ant. Drives in and hammers it through with the right hand.
Bring it with a full, half, or quarter season membership and get playoff priority, exclusive perks, and every can't-miss moment from Anthony Edwards.
It's Ant's time! He's taking over here in the fourth.
Don't wait. Head to Timberwolves.com/memberships to claim your seats.
Oh, the energy in the building right now is through the roof.
At Target, we're home court advantage for the hometown sports fans. And with the Timberwolves season in full gear, we're here to help you gear up and make your game day prep a slam dunk. Hear that? That's what you call a buzzer-beating three-pointer for the win. Time to dish up your famous nachos or put a full-court press on some jalapeno poppers. Then serve up some sweet desserts to celebrate the W. However you do game day, we're here for it at Target and Target.com.
All right, time for another scoreboard update, courtesy of your local Toyota dealers. Visit Toyota.com today. Let's go places. Earlier this evening, the Boston Celtics survive. They get a 127-102 win at home over the Knicks, despite not having Jason Tatum after he ruptured that Achilles tendon late in Monday's loss at the Garden. So they get this win and force it back to the Garden. Game 6 will occur Friday night. We know MSG will be rocking. We'll see if the Celtics can summon a similarly inspiring effort and treat us to a Game 7 later this weekend. Meanwhile, the Indiana Pacers, they closed out the Cavs last night. They will now get an entire bye week. The Eastern Conference Finals will not start until Wednesday, a week from tonight. Here's head coach Rick Carlisle saying they're only halfway there.
Look, we're talking about 8 more wins for an NBA championship. You know, the league is wide open this year. I mean, there are a lot of great teams, but it's wide open, and we've just got to keep believing. We got a great group of guys who have committed to one another, and you know, we have a formula that works for us when we really are steadfast about sticking with it, and we play an efficient, clean game. And so, you know, we got some time to rest up a little bit.
Yeah, the Wolves 0 in 2 tries against that Pacers team in the regular season, and now everyone else finding out how legitimate they are. Let's get you back to Alan Horton and Jim Peterson for the finish of this one.
Thank you, Cal. Crunch way up on the ladder. You know the really tall ladder, Jim? Well, Crunch likes to put another vertical ladder off that ladder to get even higher. I mean, the amazing Slotic doesn't even go that high, the chair guy.
Right.
And Crunch has fired everybody up with 6:36 to play. Crucial little 16-second stretch where Ant pulls up on a left side three to snap a 22-6 run. And then Jaden with a steal on Butler races to the rim and slams it. And that's a little 5-0 burst, but it seems to have re-energized the team and the crowd.
Huge sequence, because if Ant misses that three and Warriors score, it draws even tighter. So, I mean, this gave Minnesota a little more breathing room here.
Wolves in 5. Chant rains down from Target Center. Moody tries a left side three. It's offline. He got knocked down by DiVincenzo. No call. Wolves collect the rebound. Here's Julius Randle. He'll bring it up with Ant, Rudy, Jaden, and Dante. Ant left side drives on Kuminga's back out there. Poked it free. Kuminga makes the steal. Bounce pass to Moody in the front court on the right wing. He'll drive in, tripped himself up, still able to maintain the possession. Off to Podziemski and floats it up with the left hand and drops it in. Boy, it's just like a quick little throw up there, a little shot put. Is Podziemski undersized going against Jaden McDaniels. 104-92, it's back to a 12-point game. Ant with it out by midcourt with 5:45 to play. Guarded by Moody. Right-handed dribble for Ant. Crosses over, got stripped. Moody scoops up the loose ball with a right-handed dribble. He'll step through, hesitate, reverse layup, missed it. But contact will send him to the free throw line. Boy, Moody had the blinders on. He had two players, Pajemski and Kuminga, just trailing there. All he had to do was drop it back.
7 turnovers for Anthony Edwards in this game. He had 5 at the end of the third quarter, so he's turned it over a couple times here, but it's just careless. Just a handle. Kuminga took it away that time. This last time, just totally just dribbled up his foot. But maybe chicken here. If Moses Moody can miss another free throw.
He missed the first one. Second one is good. 104-93. It's an 11-point game. Randall up the center of the floor with 5.5 to play. Looking left, it's DiVincenzo. Guarded by Pajemski, one dribble, a pull-up three is going to be short. It's an air ball. Jaden's got it. Kick out. Ant open look. Right side. He missed it long. The rebound comes back to Ant. Up top. He'll lock it low. Straight away. Missed it. Off the back iron. Loose ball foul against the Warriors. Battling for the rebound. Rudy drew it. 104-93. Dante will trigger in. 3 team fouls against the Wolves here in the quarter, 2 against the Warriors. Rudy gets it off to Julius, rolls to the rim. Now Randall bangs away with Butler into the paint to the dotted line. Turn around, pass inside. Rudy turns up off glass. Shot no, but contact. Now Rudy's going to shoot a pair. Draymond is saying that Rudy banged away there, and that this should be an offensive foul. The second row does not agree. Steve Kerr doesn't care. He's going to call a timeout, and now he is going to review it.
Boy, that was a lot of pressure on the iPad guy over there. I mean, everybody's staring at him. Steve Kerr pointing at him.
Timeout, Golden State. Coach's challenge. We're challenging a defensive foul call on the floor.
You're right. Every eyeball is just staring at him. How'd you like that to be your position in life?
Thankless job.
Let's see. We look at the replay. Rudy's got it inside. Look, Rudy turns. The bang is marginal. He does swing the arm a little bit, but Rudy always does that, and it's not enough that dislodges Green. I think it's marginal at best. There it is, right there. That's not enough.
No, that's not enough.
I think Draymond's going to lose this challenge.
That is marginal contact.
And there's a foul.
And Rudy gets fouled by Draymond Green for sure. So, yes, does he hook him a little bit? He elbows him in the rib cage a little bit with that right elbow.
Yeah, we see Rudy do this. This is part, not that it makes it okay.
A lot of bigs do it.
Yep, he will bang to create a little bit of space like that.
He's really pump faking, really. I mean, that's what he's doing.
Yeah. All right, headset is off. Here comes John Goebel.
After review, Gobert does not extend his arm as he curls in the lane to go up to shoot the basketball. The illegal contact occurs when Green hits Gobert on the arm. Therefore, the foul stands. Challenge is unsuccessful.
Unsuccessful challenge. Well done by the officials. Draymond was pretty adamant about that, and he was pretty wrong. So Rudy will go to the free throw line for 2. And while he does, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification all across the Minnesota Timberwolves radio network.
Wolves and Warriors in Game 5. Heard now on the audio home for the Minnesota Timberwolves and Lynx, iHeartRadio, and FM 100.3 KFXN, Minneapolis, St. Paul. The Fan. Presented locally by TimberTech.
Along with Jim Peterson, Alan Horton along with it. Game 5 from Target Center in downtown Minneapolis. Our studio host and executive producer is Cal Soderquist. First free throw by Rudy. Short, just barely drew iron. Our engineer is Mike Weber. Our statisticians are Dave Hanlon and Mike Greenbaum. Our broadcast coordinators are Alex Leibold and Ben Haney. Glad you're along with us on our flagship 100.3 FM KFAN The Fan, the iHeartRadio app, Sirius XM, NBA Radio, Channel 86, and all across the Timberwolves radio network. Rudy misses a pair, and it remains an 11-point Timberwolves lead with under 5 minutes left to play. Draymond and Bojemski blow up a dribble handoff, and it's a 2-on-1 back the other way. Dante feeds Rudy up for the layup. He got it. What a terrific play by Rudy. That was not a great feed by Dante. It was behind him and off the bounce. Rudy scooped it up and scored it for 2. Bojemski on the attack, knifes his way inside, goes to the left hand and scores it. Well, he really loves to snake in front of the defender once he gets him off the dribble. And now a foul has been called. I think this was an intentional foul against
Rudy.
But that's only the 4th team foul. So it's sideline out of bounds.
Yeah.
So Mike is going to come in. Rudy's going to sit.
He's not happy about that. You see the look that Rudy Gobert gave the bench? You saw Mike coming in for him, and he just did the what's up with the bench.
Boy, you know he's hot when he sits down angrily. Joe Ingles is there to calm him down, puts an arm around his shoulder. Here's Conley around the Randall screen. Back to Julius, dives to the rim, the reverse layup. Wow, what a finish, splitting 2 defenders and scoring it again. 25 for Julius Randle. Timberwolves now lead 108-95, a 13-point advantage. Bojemski inside, the layup though. Tip follow, they're going to give it to Jimmy Butler. Wolves fans thought the ball was on the rim. It was awfully close. Here comes Ant up the center of the floor. 19 points, 6 rebounds, 9 assists. Ant runs away from Moody. A lob inside. Jaden throws it down with 2 hands. He just cut baseline, and it was wide open. Another alley-oop for the Wolves offense. And the 10th assist for Anthony Edwards, a postseason career high. Bojemski, wing right, his team down by 13, works against Dante in the lane, got bumped, was falling down, still kicked out to Green in the corner, 3-ball no, Ant the rebound, lobs it up ahead, Julius the run to the rim, the reverse layup is good, Julius with 2 more, another dime for Ant, Wolves up by 15, Butler back the other way, running shot over Dante, no at the rim. 2 free throws coming up for Butler, he's 8 of 9 at the free throw line. 11 assists for Anthony Edwards. They've led to 28 points. Plus he's scored 19.
He just needs 3 more rebounds, by the way, for a triple-double. So,
and that last rebound was his 7th. Let's not lose focus, though. Don't tell Ant to hunt for 3 rebounds.
Yeah. Julius has been fantastic again. I mean, just from start to finish, Julius Randle has been so professional. 12 of 17 for Julius. He's only gotten on the line. He just shot 1 free throw in an and-1 situation, but 7 rebounds, 5 assists. But it's just he's carried such a heavy load here, scoring the basketball.
He can do it so many different ways too. Like you mentioned, the free throws. The prior 8 games, he'd gotten to the free throw line 52 times.
Yeah.
Last game, he knocked down 4 threes. Tonight, he's 2 of 6. But he is making difficult shots at the rim look awfully easy. That last possession, he split 2 defenders, got spun around, and just calmly reversed it up and in. I think he was kind of behind the backboard at that point.
You haven't seen him do that reverse reverse layup that he shot with his left hand. It's a strong hand, but I'm just thinking about my right-handedness. That would be an easy shot for me to do, to go the other side of the glass and, underhanded. It's called finishing school. Remember when Dean Cooper was here? Dean Cooper used to work on shots just like that, spinning them off the glass. It's all about the spin and the English that you put on the ball, and Julius has done it effortlessly here.
I love when players practice kind of not the routine stuff. It's the off-balance stuff, that you're off the wrong foot, the wrong hand. Because those are the type of shots that you end up shooting in a game. It doesn't go all according to plan. Ant has, by the way, never had a triple-double, regular season or postseason. I sense that that's coming. Just a matter of time. Butler will have 2 free throws out of the timeout with 3:12 left. That was a timeout charge to the Timberwolves, and that was a use it or lose it. Free throw no good. Rebound to Bojemski. And jump ball or a foul? Nope, they're going to get Jaden on the foul. I mean, 15 offensive rebounds right now for Golden State. The Wolves have 4.
Minnesota just dominated the painted area.
Let's focus. We don't need chicken now. We need a win. Podziemski's free throw is good. 112 to 99. He missed the second one. Jaden's got the rebound. And a whistle and a foul against Kuminga. Boy, it looked like Jaden was going to end up out of bounds, but the reason he ended up out of bounds was the contact by Jonathan Kuminga. And now, because the Warriors tried to commit a foul to get to Hacker Rudy, Wolves took Rudy out. But now, that results in Jaden McDaniels going to the free throw line there, too.
Right. Jaden has become another lob threat. I mean, we've seen Jaden get the lobs, but in this game, he's got a couple of them in the game. Look really comfortable doing it. But Julius in this game, though, too. 10 of 11 in the painted area. 91%. His shot chart is not complicated at all. He's got some three-point misses, a couple of makes, but all that work he's done in the painted area.
Jaden's got 2 lob dunks tonight. He had 3 in the regular season. There's Moody, trap baseline, 114 to 99. He threw it away. Jaden tried to save it and fired off Moody, but Moody caught it, fed Kuminga in the lane, who jams it through for 2 more. He's got 21. It's a 13-point game. 2:46 left to play. A delay of game warning as Dante gave the ball back to John Goebel after Goebel had already given it to him. 5th delay of game warning on the Wolves of this postseason, and a timeout is called. Boy, that didn't go well.
Well, he gave it back to John Goebel because he wasn't ready to inbound the basketball. And so if you're the inbounder and you're not ready yet, you got to tie your shoe or walk away or don't come out of bounds yet. The pressure that Golden State showed that time, nobody was open and nobody was coming to help either. So that's why Dante had to call the timeout. It's a helpless feeling when you're trying to inbound the basketball and your guys are covered, no one's getting open and no one's coming to get open. And you just don't see that very often, right? Where a guy on the baseline of bounds trying to inbound the ball, he has to call a timeout.
2:45 left to play in the 4th. It's 114 to 101. Timberwolves lead by 13. They have possession of the ball, but their 25-point lead, which they had with under a minute to go in the 3rd. Warriors did get it down to 9, but that's as close as they've gotten. Timeout by Minnesota. They have 1 left for the remainder of the game. Neither team with a foul to give. Timberwolves basketball tonight brought to you in part by U.S. Bank, proud to be the official bank of the Timberwolves. And by TravelSouthDakota.com. It is time to put routine at the end of the bench because you deserve to disconnect from the ordinary and connect to the ones who matter most. Discover endless reasons to pack your bags at TravelSouthDakota.com. Wolves will inbound along the baseline, 94 feet away. Dante, Mike, Jaden, Ant, and Julius. So the Wolves will go a little bit smaller here. Julius, the lone big out there. He zips the inbound. That was a low skip. And Ant just calmly scooped it up. He gets across the timeline, beating Kuminga into the front court. Now Ant, left-handed dribble, left side. Stops, cross court. Julius is open. 10 to shoot. They'll work on Moody down the lane. The layup good with the left hand. He is absolutely torching Golden State inside. 11 of 12 shooting in the paint. Julius has got 29. Podziemski answers at the other end. Spinning baseline back to the middle. The bank shot good, and he drew the foul. Conley called for the foul. Wow. You know, it did not look like there was a lot in there. The other thing, Jim, is that the Wolves had to use that timeout. They've only got 1 remaining, and while they do have their challenge, you have to have a timeout to go with it.
Yeah.
And so if you use it to challenge, that's your last timeout.
Right.
That's one of the reasons why Chris Finch was pretty frustrated about having to burn one off that inbound. Mike up into the front court. It's 116 to 103. It's a 13-point lead. Ant takes a run. Left side drives in. The layup, no, but he drew contact. And for the first time tonight, Anthony Edwards will go to the free throw line. Think about that. The Wolves built a 25-point lead, and they did it with just 1 free throw combined between Randall and Edwards. Ant averages 6 free throw attempts a game. Randall 5 in this series. to 103, hit 1 out of 2. 20 points, 12 assists, 7 rebounds. Draymond off to Kuminga, baseline right. Under 2 minutes to play in game 5. Kuminga swatted away by Ant. Kuminga gets it back. Now Pajemski with an 8 to shoot. Works on Conley, down the lane, hangs and kicks out. Butler's wide open, a corner 3, he missed it. The rebound out of bounds, it'll stay Golden State ball.
Boy, Mike and Dante both saying, review that, but Chris Finch is saying, play defense.
Yeah. 1:38 left to play, and the Wolves are up by 14. Inbound comes to the far corner, opposite the Warriors bench. Moody a baseline drive, reverse layup shot, no, but contact will send him to the free throw line. As Moody crashes into Mike Conley from behind and then falls down rather softly on Moody. Dante will get credit for a block on that last. Well, it was a foul, so he won't get credit for the block. There's not a whole lot of contact on that play.
No.
Free throw is good.
He's played well in the quarter.
Apparently Moody only plays well when you're down by 20 in the fourth quarter. It helps lead you back.
You know, he started so many games for this Warriors team and was successful. They were 27-7. Like a lot of that was Jimmy Butler, but Moses Moody was a starter for a long time, and they had some success with him in that lineup.
34 starts. 117 to 105, back to a 12-point game. Conley pressured crossing midcourt, lost it, scooped up by Kuminga, but a whistle calls all that back. Foul on Brandon Pajemski. That's his third. Pajemski has led the Warriors in scoring tonight with 28. Kuminga's got 21. Jimmy was 17, but just 4 of 11 shooting. 12 for Moses Moody, all here in the late stages of this one. Mike is 5 of 6 at the free throw line in this series. The first one is up and in. 118 to 105. 87 seconds away from the Western Conference Finals for the second straight year. Second free throw. 16 points, 7 assists, 6 rebounds for Mike. Pajemski drops it back for Green. Back to Pajemski, lobs it to Butler, posting up on Conley, cross-court to Kuminga, lines up the 3 and hits it. 119 to 108, it's down to an 11-point game. The Timberwolves bring it up from right to left. Hit ahead to Randall in the front court. Julius holds with Moody on it. Crowd comes to their feet with 65 seconds left. 119 to 108. Now Randall doubled. He splits both of those defenders. Kicks out to Conley. Now Ant with it on the run in the paint. Scoops it up with the right hand and scores it. 22 for Anthony Edwards. Kuminga back the other way. He is fouled by Mike Conley.
Love that.
121 to 108. Mike commits the foul, then helps him on his fall to the floor. Mike's going to make him earn it at the free throw line.
Do not give him that layup. If the Warriors want to play this way, they want to extend this game by pressuring, trying to get steals, and playing full court. You do not let him get that layup. Great foul by Mike Conley. Then, safely gets him to the ground, helps him up. Minnesota has made their last 6 shots, by the way.
Kuminga misses the free throw. 121 to 108. 51.4 seconds left. Santos and Post are coming in for Kerr. Kerr does have 1 timeout remaining. Neither team has a foul to give. Ooh, Draymond's coming out, and a big hug from Steve Kerr. And an embrace. They have some words. Steph Curry gives Green a big hug. And Kerr's going to go down the bench. He's going to find Jimmy Butler. Free throw no good. Timberwolves with the rebound. Dante controls. There's 45 seconds left to play. Up into the front court. There's 38 seconds left. Wolves still can burn 10 off the clock. They might just take a shot clock violation. Ant was going to fire a 30-footer left side. That's off the back iron. No, Kuminga the rebound. Kuminga will race up the floor. He'll go right to the cup. The lay-in is good with 22.9 seconds left. And Dante shields away from Podziemski's in the front court trapped. He'll feed it to McDaniels. 15. The shot clock is off. Jaden with it in the corner. 7 seconds left. 6 seconds left. The Warriors will not foul. That is going to do it. The horn sounds here at Target Center, and the Wolves have captured Game 5, 121 to 110. After closing out the Lakers in 5 games, the Wolves do the exact same to the Golden State Warriors. And for the second straight season, Minnesota is headed to the Western Conference Finals. It's the third time in franchise history and the first time in 21 years that the Wolves clinch a postseason series on their home floor. 4 games to 1 over the Golden State Warriors. The final in Game 5, 121 to 110. Both teams embrace in midcourt. Jimmy Butler hugging Anthony Edwards right now. We'll see Rudy Gobert and Draymond Green even hug. Tap each other on the chest. It's too bad this series didn't have Steph Curry in it, but that's something that the Wolves can't control. Jaden McDaniels is along with us here after the Wolves defeat the Warriors in 5 games. Jaden, how does going to the Western Conference Finals for the second straight year? How does that sound to you?
It sounds great. I mean, just making it back-to-back shows we should have been there in the first place last year.
I think people are probably across the nation surprised that the Wolves are back. Should they be surprised?
No, they shouldn't. I mean, we had a little trade. You know, it takes a little time to get used to each other, and it was like nothing. The trade never happened.
It took a little while for Dante and Julius to get acclimated, but boy, once they did, you guys took off in March. Well, could you feel it? Could you sense that was coming? When did you kind of think that was settling in and you guys had a chance to be really good?
I'll probably say when we got everybody back, like you said, and then just dang, I don't even know what I was gonna say, but just
when Julius came back, that game in Phoenix, did you kind of sense that was the starting point?
Yeah, everyone's just staying with the process of the game and just everyone playing together.
Jaden, the lineup combinations that you guys throw out there is so devastating defensively. What do you have to say about your defensive versatility as a team?
That teams can't try to manipulate switches because we got so many versatile defenders, and you see what happens when they do. If I'm not on them or Julius, Dante, somebody on them to kill. So it's just the work we put in.
You were